Trey Spivey making more big plays in 2026 for your Arizona Wildcats. He's going to be one of the guys depended upon to help out Noah Fafita on this road to a potential Heisman Trophy. And it all started today. First day of practice for your Arizona Wildcats. I thought I was going to come out here initially and talk about the practice, but it actually, I think I might have to kind of throw a little bit of a curveball, and I'm going to play this here coming up here. But so we practiced, which was actually not that long today. I think it was over by 11:30, so they went about an hour and a half today. And then we got a chance to talk to the player, head coach Brent Brennan, and the players. And then afterwards, we had a chance to, so while we're in the media room, because everything shifts back to the media room yesterday, when we were there, we were in the Davis Center for all the interviews. But now we're back at the media room. So while we're in the media room today, you could hear this music coming from somewhere. It was just like, it was loud. And we're like, wait, and then somebody said, oh, that's the new sound system, right? So, okay. So we get out of the press conference, which was a little bit long because, the guys from the cold tub, he's, no longer, hot tubbing after a long practice. Now you cold tub after a long
tub in
practice.
Tucson summer?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
When I was playing football back in the day, I went home and got in a hot bath. Now they get into it. Now, see, we apparently were not doing that correctly back in the 80s. I was like, I couldn't get home fast enough. My mom had that Epsom salt bath ready for me. I couldn't get home quick enough to get into that hot Epsom salt bath back when I was playing football. Now they get into a cold tub and cool down after these things, which I guess is probably the better way to do, especially if you're outside. It's probably not that bad if you're outside. But yeah, I don't ever remember doing anything cold tubbing when I was playing sports.
I think it's both, right? It's a balance. You want hot and cold.
Yeah, a little bit of that. So anyway, I go out and I'm going to play this for you because there's a new sound system. This might be when we talk about top takeaways. Top takeaways from day one of football practice is the new sound system at Arizona Stadium. I don't know if you were driving by. I think I taped this around maybe 1 o'clock. I don't know if you were driving by down 5th around 1 o'clock. But, man, this thing is loud. And they were playing house music. I love that, too. This thing was blazing. So I'm at the end opposite. So I'm at the north end zone, which is opposite where the scoreboard was. I think the speakers, I couldn't tell if they were all over. It seemed like they were coming from the scoreboard area. And we got the video up if you're watching on any of our streaming platforms. We are streaming this show on YouTube and on Twitch. And it was loud. Pump that up, DJ. That's a good club song too. I like that. Yeah, so that might be the top takeaway from practice number 1 of the Arizona football. What are they calling it? Team 123 was the new blaring sound system at Arizona State. I don't think anybody's going to be disappointed anymore because that thing's got some real big. It's almost like, speaking going back to high school, it's almost like when you got your first stereo and you had these massive speakers and you were blowing everybody out of your house. That's what it sounded like today when I walked into Arizona Stadium.
It's funny, boomboxes.
Or I should say Casino del Sol Stadium.
Boomboxes were invented when I was in junior high school, so very, very familiar with that. My my recollection is that there's been more complaints about the McHale sound system than the Casino del Sol Stadium sound system, but both are being worked on right now. So, but that sounds amazing. I mean, just from the video you took right there, it sounds like the sound from the stadium is coming from all 360 degrees, which is what you would hope.
Yeah. Now, the big thing for me is that, again, with the new naming of the stadium, Casino del Sol Stadium, I imagine that's got a little bit to do with getting the ability to upgrade the sound system there at the stadium. But it makes me nervous. Okay, that's just for an open air stadium. How loud is the new Casino del Sol there on Grant going to be? Because that used to be a movie theater. So that's going to leave people deaf if this is a sound system, if anything to go by.
Well, if it's anything like when I lived on campus, everybody who owns those houses makes a killing off of parking on their lawn.
Yeah,
so I'm sure they'll be just fine with it.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you get a chance to go, I don't know if today was like test day or maybe they're going to be testing it all the time, but man, yeah. That problem has been solved at Casino del Sol Stadium. They are good. I can't wait to see the intro video with that sound system there. It is going to be a wow moment. That first game coming up. It is a month from today. How about that? A month from today. We are exactly officially 31 days away from Arizona football. 1 month from today, the first game against Northern Arizona. Cannot wait. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We are going to, again, be football dominant today as we got a chance to hear from the quarterback, Noah Fafita, and Trey Smith. Again, I think the way they do the captains now, it's not captains for the season anymore. I think they have captains for every game. So obviously, but if you're looking for two guys to represent each side of the ball, you're talking about Noah Fafita and Trey Smith. I mean, those two guys, unbelievable young men to be at the forefront of your program. We got a chance to hear from them. We'll give you Brett Brennan's press conference coming up in this hour in its entirety, as well as we're going to talk some basketball coming up at the 5 o'clock hour. A lot happening with the NCAA and the 5 for 5. Today, more rulings came down, including a ruling that is specific to RJ Godfrey, the player that he actually, I don't know if it was him. There was somebody that they were carting around. I saw they have the cart over at McHale Center. I don't know if that was RJ Godfrey that was here today, but I did see them carting around somebody. And I thought maybe potentially that could be him.
Driving somebody around in a cart. Carting around kind of sounds like maybe there was an injury on the football field, right?
No, they bring the family, they bring the families in, and they have the golf carts.
Giving him the tour.
Yeah, exactly. Giving him the tour. I think that might have been him, but I'm not exactly sure. I don't want to speak out of turn and saying that was definitely him that I saw.
I'm not sure about that, but I do know the first song they're going to play in McHale Center when they get that sound system fixed.
What's that?
You know what? In this building, you can't hear anything because it's like a club. It's like a South Beach club. It's just this thumping techno club music. Thumping techno club music. Thumping techno club music. Thumping.
I think this is Benny Benassi.
Techno club music.
Oh, some scratching there too. I like that. Right there. So we'll talk some basketball. Chapel Fowler covers Clemson for the State News down in South Carolina. He's going to join us on the show and give us some background on this player that we, as of the rulings today, it appears that we are very, very likely now going to. I said on Friday I'm not holding my breath, but it looks like now with the latest rulings that came down, this is going to happen.
The most interesting thing to me, guys, is that they got to leave in 8 days, right? Because they got to go. They are fortunate enough to be able to go to Europe to play some games this summer. Now those are exhibition games, right? So there's no eligibility question there. But one would think, DK, that you want to, if you're going to try to build team camaraderie, is a big part of making that trip and getting a little bit of a glimpse into other cultures you may not be familiar with. You'd like to bring your full squad. So I don't know the gist of whether or not I haven't read that he will or won't be traveling, but you would imagine that that's a trip if they do plan to, if as it stands now, as you said, with multiple judges signing off that 5 and 5 must include the 2022 high school class, that he would be making that trip as well.
We'll see. We'll see if he does that. Perhaps. I mean, I'm sure they would love to have him on that trip, but even more so, maybe just get him in here and get him acclimated to Tucson, and maybe pick things up with him when they get back to as well too. But yeah, I mean, no question, if you can get him on that trip, that would be a great opportunity for those guys to bond and get to know each other. So we'll kind of continue to follow all of the stories involving the NCAA and the 5 for 5. You're going to hear Brent Brennan. I asked him about that today in terms of just kind of what, the timing of it, how soon they would need to know if they were going to bring back. Obviously Ismail Mahdi and Max Harris are the two primary names. And essentially, because right now rosters are capped at a certain number. So if you bring guys in, do you have to tell young men to leave? That's the other thing. I mean, is the NCAA or whoever, the courts, going to allow these universities to go over that 105? And how many players are they going to be allowed to go potentially over that 105? I'm sure that I don't know that's part of today's ruling. I didn't see that. I haven't read the whole thing, so I don't know. But I would imagine at some point we'll get those numbers clarified, that you can add players, but you can only go up to maybe 110 or something of that nature. So we'll kind of see where that sits.
And that was my first thought on Friday when it came out. As I said, I think some coaches are forward thinking and saw this coming. They read the tea leaves of the Charles Bediako case, and he became eligible halfway through the season last year, that potentially you might, especially on a football roster, we have, more bodies, to maybe potentially leave one or two spots open, knowing that this 5 for 5 ruling could come down, and getting a fifth year. I mean, think about the strength difference, Dragon Ball, between a guy who's been on campus for 4 years in strength training and conditioning relative to a freshman or a transfer coming in as a freshman or sophomore. So obviously I'm sure there's some coaches out there that have thought well ahead of time and didn't fill out their roster completely in the portal or through recruiting because they knew this potentially could be happening.
And Tommy, he had even mentioned a couple of days prior to the RJ Godfrey announcement that they were still looking for a power forward. They were still looking for somebody to fill out the roster. So perhaps there was something that Tommy had an idea that, hey, there's something that could come out of this. We need to keep our eyes and ears open to a potential solution with
this.
The
big story of that day, the day that the 5 for 5 passed, was 100 athletes lined up from the 2022 high school class to sue. The day that the 5 for 5 passed, what about us?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. How about this? Tommy Lloyd, we found out today, Tommy Lloyd, while all of this is going on and he's got a trip coming up with his team, took another trip. He's over in Japan doing a basketball camp right now. How about that? I mean, Tommy Lloyd is just all over the place right now, going to and then apparently this is like one of these things where he flew to Japan to do a basketball camp, and then he's flying right back from Japan. I was like, I told Nate Wankers today, I said, I don't even like to go to the East Coast for less than a week. Like, if I'm going to the East Coast to fly to the East Coast, it's got to be for a week. And you're telling me that Tommy's like getting on a plane, flying to Japan, doing a camp, turn around, coming right back?
You say that, but like, if you go and stay for a week, then it's jet lag both ways, right? Because it takes a day for you to get acclimated to the time there. And then when you come back, the same. But if you just pop over, DK, for 48 hours, maybe you don't quite get as jet lagged on the way back.
I don't know. That's good on him. Good on him for spreading the gospel of basketball worldwide. But that would be a little bit too much for me.
Well, his summer's free because he's not doing U.S. men's national team stuff, right?
Well, there you go. That's true. That's true. And you got to wonder, obviously, now with the ability to take these overseas trips every year, and I don't know that the Wildcats will do that because I would think they're hella expensive to do that on an annual basis, but you can. And if the Wildcats, because they are essentially an international program and he recruits so much internationally, would they be a team that would take these more often than not? Is it every year? Is it every other year? Is it, how often would they take them? But I mean, it's a good chance to get out there and like you said, allow these players in these different countries to see your program up close, especially in a place like Lithuania where they've been able to get a number of players out of there over the course of the last 5-6 years.
Lithuania loves Coach Lloyd, because of the Sabonis family.
There you go.
Like royalty over there.
Yeah, there you go. If the
as far as
Sabonis sign off on you, then you're good to go.
If Papa Sabonis likes you, then the whole country likes you.
Right.
The hella expensive pricing over there, it depends on the day, because the gas price has been fluctuating so much. You just got to pick the right time to get that flight over there, and I'm sure it'll be just fine.
All right, we're going to hear from We're going to hear from Brent Brennan, the boss of the football team. Brent Brennan, press conference straight ahead. Let you hear what he thought about the first day of practice. DK on the Sports Tip, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Cricket is getting you home. We'll have Cricket's quotes and Pick It with Cricket. Did she get right on the National Women's Soccer League game last night? Right now, she's getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives for traffic and weather.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center. Collisions reported Ajo Highway, also known as State Route 86, crashed there near Kinney Road. Other side of town, Rita Road, west of Houghton. And also slowing on Alvernon at Grant. Roadwork at the intersection travels down to one lane each direction. 4 p.m. till 11 p.m. a flood watch in effect. 80, the overnight low, 101 tomorrow and 102 now. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. Summer should be fun, not expensive. That's why, for a limited time, Wendy's is serving up small classic Frosty treats for just $1. Celebrate $1 Frosty Summer with a hot deal on a cool treat. Get it while it's hot. Or, cold. Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's.
A fiduciary has the regulatory obligation to put your best interest first. Trajan Wealth is a financial fiduciary for your investments. Call today, 520-200-1600.
Securities offered through Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costco's here helping you beat the books with Westwood One Sports. Taking a look at the pro football futures market in the NFC South, Atlanta, the longest shot to win the division at plus 375. And I think all of these teams, Tampa, New Orleans, Carolina, Atlanta, are closely bunched together. And if Atlanta's free agent acquisition at quarterback starts all season, I think Atlanta can win this division at that price. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Your old AC unit is the most expensive thing in your house this summer. Replace it now and get $1,000 off from Picture Rocks Cooling and up to $720 in rebates. Along with our 1-year money-back guarantee, that's the smartest move you'll make this summer. Call now for your free estimate, 520-492-0748 or picturerockscooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, heating and plumbing.
Here's a chance for you to double your money with a sweet deal from Jimmy's Pita and Poke. You can get a $50 gift certificate and you pay just $25.
Your summer just got better with some exciting news. Jimmy's Pita and Poke has opened up a 3rd location on the east side at 6540 East Tankerverde Road, right across from Golf and Stuff. Since 2017, they've been all about fresh, flavorful, and healthy options. Serving up the best poke and sushi bowls, delicious pitas, hot rice bowls, and fresh salads. Their passion for fresh ingredients and homemade citrus-infused sauces means every bite is packed with goodness. Whether you're eating in, picking up, or getting delivery, they got you covered with wholesome meals that fit any diet. Why settle for less? Check out their full menu at jimmyspitaandpoke.com. Then come taste what fresh really means at any one of their 3 locations, including the new one at 6540 East Tankerverde Road.
And this Jimmy's Pita and Poke sweet deal goes on sale this Friday morning at 8:30 at WildcatsRadio1290.com.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215215. That's HIM to 215215. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Paid for by Adaptive Health.
Good evening, ma'am. We're the Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team, here for the overnight install of your new AC unit.
Great. Come in. We're so excited for a sleepover.
Oh, well, we're actually putting you and your family up in a hotel for the night. We work while you sleep.
Oh.
Okay, who's ready for a movie night? Popcorn or s'mores?
You know, that sounds pretty good. No, it doesn't.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. Providing overnight installs so you don't miss work or leisure time with your family. GoodfellasAC.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
It's time for the Brent Brennan Press Conference Show. Brought to you by Coors Light, official corporate sponsors of Arizona Athletics. Choose chill.
It's awesome to be back out there. We've got a great group of young men here that are excited about attacking our process, getting ready for the season that is coming. We have an awesome group of coaches and support staff. It was great. We had a bunch of people out at practice today. Obviously, a lot of you were out there, but our athletic director was out there supporting the players. I thought that was great. The head of the foundation was out there. I think it's awesome. We love it when kind of the campus celebrities will come out and support and watch practice and support the team. And we also had some alums out there, football alums, which was a lot of fun. I think when you get started, there's so much to try and figure out, especially in this era where you're bringing in so many new players, right? Some of them you have for spring practice, the bulk of them, but then there's also a new chunk that joins you in the beginning of June, and that you haven't been on the field with yet. So it's exciting to get out there for the first day. It was hot, which we love. I hope it gets hotter. Turn up the heat, so we can get used to battling that and really making it an advantage for us. We're excited for the stuff that's coming up with as training camp goes on, when we have the Meet the Team Day and stuff like that, where we get to engage the community. I think everybody knows how important the city of Tucson is to Arizona football. This program is powered by the city of Tucson, man, and obviously our Zona Zoo and our students and our alums are a critical part of that, but so is the city. And I think that's something that we've continued to talk about. How do we create this incredible home field advantage here in Casino del Sol Stadium? Because when we go on the road, that's what we face. And we want to put people in that same position, right? When our opponents come to Casino del Sol Stadium, we want Zona Zoo going crazy and, being a good distraction for them. I mean, that's kind of the idea, right? So there's so much to look forward to over the next, 3.5, 4 weeks. But today was a good start. I'm excited about being out there on the grass again. It's awesome to be there with the team and to see the work that they put in this summer. And we just got to keep making positive strides every single day. I'm ready for your questions.
Thank you, Coach. Start with Justin and then Mike. What advice would you give Noah Fafita as he prepares to get married?
How cool is that? And it's a big question. And it's tricky, right? Because if I answer it wrong, I'm going to have to deal with the problem back at my house. So I need to think about that. Let's see. I think my advice for Noah is just that, being married is hard and it's challenging, and you got to have a lot of patience and a lot of forgiveness, especially if your name's Courtney Brennan, because you have to deal with a dipshit like me, Noah's such an outstanding, high character young man. Faith is an awesome young woman. We're all excited, that they got engaged. We saw on social media. I immediately FaceTimed him, my wife and I. we were going crazy on the phone, but I asked him on Thursday, I said, what are you up to this weekend? And he said, I'm just going home. That was it. I was like, then I see that on social media. I'm like, that's more than just going home. That's like one of the biggest moments of your life. So we're incredibly happy for Faith and Noah and both their families and excited to see what that holds for them.
Michael and David.
It seemed like you guys did a ton of team today for a first day. What is that indicative of as far as how far along you are?
I think that's both part of that, and that we do feel like we're further along because we have the same coordinator for the second year, and so there's some carryover in terms of what we do schematically. And then I also think there's a lot of new players that we need to just get playing. Like, we need to play football, and so we need to see them. Do they know what to do? How comfortable are they in the scheme? Do they have an understanding of red line? And today, we're in helmets and spiders. It's not a super physical day, so we got to do a good job of protecting each other and making the practice environment safe, but just trying to play as much football as we can.
David and then Jason.
And Coach, along those lines, we saw maybe something we didn't necessarily see last year, which was a little bit more even distribution of the quarterback reps, with Noah working with what was essentially the ones and the twos, and Sawyer getting in there a lot with the ones. Is that also maybe because Seth's here, second year, and the quarterbacks are more comfortable with the scheme, that you can maybe more evenly distribute that out?
Yeah, I think so. I think as we continue to go, I think that that group of quarterbacks behind Noah, right? There's going to be movement there. Every single day, the competition is just like every other position. And I said this yesterday. Every other position, we really want to pressurize the practice environment. Well, we want there to be a lot of intensity in those reps, and for those to feel each other, kind of breathing down each other's necks. And so that we're, kind of forcing everybody to be really intentional about their process, about how they learn, how they're performing, knowing that someone is coming for that opportunity every single day. And so I think, it's awesome because you have Noah, who's such a great leader. He's a great teacher. He's patient with all of them. He tries to help and teach and coach those younger players. But those younger players all know that the competition is real.
Jason and then Damian.
You've mentioned how the wide receiver room is loaded, but today you made a nice play in the spring. You played well. Caleb Smith, as a true freshman, what does he have to do to get on the field, do you think? I
think, for Caleb, and Caleb, and yesterday somebody asked me about RJ. I think for those young players, they have to demonstrate that they just baseline to know what to do, because they're both really talented. And that was, the reason that we were so excited when they chose to come to the University of Arizona. And so that will play out more and more as we get going. And so I thought Caleb had a good day today for a first day. And so, just are they making the most of the opportunities they get? I tell players that all the time, especially when you're a young player, the fastest way to get on the field is to know what to do. And it's amazing how many times they struggle with that, or they don't really understand exactly what that is until someone else is playing in front of them, right? Because they consistently know what to do and can perform at a high level. And so I think for those young players, it's critical that they know what to do and that they can play with some toughness and full speed.
Damian and Lindsay.
Do you find now entering fall camp that you still have the same kind of emotions or butterflies or whatever than you had earlier in your coaching career?
Absolutely. I think for me, it's more of excitement. It's excitement about what the journey that, lies ahead, and just, it's fun building a football team. And that's what, we've been doing for the last 8 months. And now we get to this part where we actually get to really, really focus on football, knowing that the opportunity to play is on the backside of training camp, right? So I think it's really exciting. I think our players are excited. Our coaching staff's excited. It's fun to see that energy out there, the energy in the meeting room, the energy in the locker room, the energy on the field. And so it's funny that you say that, because I was thinking about this morning. I was trying to count in my head how many years I've been going to training camp, this time of year. It's been a long time. I stopped counting because the number was getting too high, and I was feeling some kind of way about that. But I feel like it's exciting every time, because every team is different, right? Every team is different. Every season is different, and we're excited about this team.
Lindsay and then Brian.
Kind of going off, actually, I know you said that there was the same stress yesterday, but during stretches you're smiling. Coach Daggy's dancing. You guys are very excited to be back. How does it feel after today for year 3 versus your day 1 back in year 1?
Well, I think we know the place better. You know, I think we have a better understanding of the University of Arizona, Tucson, the program, the people that are here, and then we're also much further along in the development of our culture, and you know, much further along in terms of building the program the way we think it gives us the best chance to play high level football. And so it's exciting, it's fun, and to be honest with you, I smile most of the time. Like, people don't like that, but like, whatever. Like, I'm having fun out there. I want to kick ass and win every game, but we're going to have fun while we do it.
Brian and Justin? For a first practice of fall camp, it looked like everything was pretty streamlined and all that. How much of that comes from the player-run practices where they've already kind of gone through knowing how to move around and get in and out so that you don't have to spend, there was a little bit of yelling, but not like a lot of what are you doing kind of stuff.
It's the worst thing to hear on a football field. What are you doing? Yeah, I would agree. You know, I think it is a little bit different because you also do get a little bit more time with the players in the off season than you used to, you know, and then it also depends on what the leadership of the team is. So when your best players and your leaders are driving the tempo of practice, they're driving the drill to drill, they're driving the kind of the hustle and the effort and the red line, everybody has no choice but to get on board.
Justin and Nathaniel?
What stood out to you when you were looking at Zach Henning's film, and how has he gone about really settling into his role at center?
Yeah, we're excited about Zach. First of all, he's an awesome human being. Just a great fit culturally. And you know, with the portal, you don't always know that. You can't guarantee that, right? Because the recruiting process is, you know, we've talked about before, it's like speed dating. You know what I mean? You really don't know as much as you would like to know about a player that you're taking. But just his maturity, he's tough, he's incredibly intelligent. He's really found like a great group of guys to hang out with. That O-line group has really brought him in. Because you have other good guys that are leaders on that O-line, right? Deuced and Tristan and Rhino, you know, like those guys have really brought him in, and Zach kind of fit right into that. And then, you know, what we liked about him is that his tape was impressive. You know, he started multiple games for them last year and really did a good job. And I think he was looking, you know, wasn't sure where it was going to be, and so he's looking for a new opportunity, and we're glad he chose the University of Arizona.
Nathaniel and then Michael?
Plenty of big, lanky tight ends that kind of fit the mold of what Daggy and Miller want. What are your expectations for them and what they bring to the season and the team?
We're always going to be a big tight end team. We like to play in 11. We really like to play in 12. And I think that group is going to be a lot of fun because you have, you know, it's going to be great. I mentioned yesterday to get Tyler Powell back, but then you also have Cole, who's, you know, played a lot of football and is a mature kid and a tough kid and a good player in that mix. And then you mix in, you know, Mustaine and then the young ones that, you know, those young ones are still a little bit green. And then also Shane King, who is young but really talented. So our expectations of those guys to be heavily involved in our offense. And I think, you know, getting Tyler back is a big shot in the arm for us, because we really had big expectations for him last year before he was injured.
Michael and Nicole?
I was talking to Trey Smith yesterday, and he said that when he first got to San Jose State, he envisioned being there for 3 years and going to the NFL, and then he said, well, now I've kind of doubled up the time that I'm in college unexpectedly. Have you talked to him at all about just his journey and then kind of what he can get out of this last year?
Yeah, Trey's such a thoughtful guy. It's been really fun to be a part of his process, and I've been with him for all of it. You know, I think that's a unique thing at 2 different stops. But the football with him is kind of the easy part because he plays so hard and he's talented and he's twitchy and he's long. You know, that's the easy part. But like, to me, what's most impressive about Trey is how he's handled kind of the frustration and the disappointment with some of the injuries he's had. I think that sometimes gets lost on people. Like, that's not easy. You know, you work so hard, you put in so much time, so much effort, and then you have an injury that shuts you down for a season, and then you're kind of left hanging because you're still on the team, but you're not playing, and you're not in the practice, and you're not in the workout. You know, everything changes for you all of a sudden. And I think Trey's just done an amazing job of handling that.
Cole and David?
What's the biggest difference you noticed day one of practice this year, just looking at your team compared to the group you had last season?
I don't know that I can answer that question for you. It's too early. You know what I mean? We added 50-something new players. We're still getting to know this football team. This football team's still getting to know each other. Ask me that in a week or two, and I'll have a better answer for you.
The last two will be David and Justin.
Coach, just to clarify, in terms of the potential to add some 5-for-5s, if that comes to fruition, are you capped at that 105 number? If you bring 2 to 5 guys back, does that force 2 to 5 to have to exit?
That's kind of part of the ongoing conversation, is that will those, like with people that are making decisions outside of our building or outside of our institution, will those guys that get added back, will they count against that cap or not? I think it's interesting. I think it would be sad if it did, because then some places are going to be in a position where they would have to cut somebody right now to bring somebody in. So you have a young man who's been working his tail off for 8 months, doing everything right, and then you let him go in August and bring somebody else in. I just think that would be tough. But again, I don't get to make those decisions, so we'll see what they decide.
We'll finish up with Justin.
What has it been for you to see Noah built up his foundation over the last couple of years, do camps and give back to the community? What has it been like from your perspective to see him do those kind of things?
Nothing he does ever surprises me. He's one of those rare people that's a super high profile player, but just continues to give of himself. And to me, one of the most evident ways you might see that is with the next level flag football, right? He's been coaching the same group of players his entire time in Arizona. So he's had them since they were in like 2nd grade, I think. And now they're in 7th grade. That's right, I think 6th or 7th grade. And they win the whole thing every year. So all the other little kids are all pissed off because Noah's team always wins the next level thing, But the reason I bring that up is because when you come here on a Sunday in the off season and you see our players out here, and one of them being Noah, who's obviously the highest profile player on our team, he's taking pictures and signing autographs and being friendly and talking to fans, and he always has time for people. And it's just really, really special to have a player of his caliber choose to do all the right things in the community like he does. And building up his foundation, his camp that this year I think, he tripled in size. The golf tournament that he had in the middle of July, just all the people from the community and the teammates and the coaches that came out to support it. I think it just speaks to how truly unique Noah Fifita is.
Thank you for listening to this special presentation from Wildcats Radio 1290. The Brent Brennan Press Conference Show is brought to you by Coors Light, official corporate sponsors of Arizona Athletics. Choose chill.
All right, could you tell by my first question to the coach what my top takeaway was in terms of what I saw on the field today? We'll dive into that straight ahead. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5. She's got your traffic and your weather.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center. Some slowdowns on eastbound I-10 approaching Ajo Kino. Eastbound slowing on Aviation Parkway approaching and passing Kino Parkway. And collisions that are reported, Rita Road west of Houghton. Wreck on Ajo Highway near Kinney Road. And for your weather, 4 p.m. till 11 p.m. a flood watch in effect, 80 the overnight low, 101 tomorrow and 102 now. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. Summer should be fun, not expensive. That's why, for a limited time, Wendy's is serving up small classic Frosty treats for just $1. Celebrate $1 Frosty Summer with a hot deal on a cool treat. Get it while it's hot. Or, cold. Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's.
Do you need your home repiped? Having trouble with your water heater? Leaking toilet? Have you ever thought about an instant recorded seweroscopy? Then call Economy Plumbing Service at 885-3510. Because if water goes through it or to it, we do it. Economy Plumbing, 885-3510.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Presented by AutoZone. Get in the zone. AutoZone. The college football season kickoff is just a couple of weeks away. The preseason coaches poll was released yesterday. The defending champions, the Indiana Hoosiers, are ranked 6th. Ohio State at number 1 received 38 first-place votes. The Buckeyes open the season against Ball State on September the 5th. I'm Chris Black.
Drew McIntyre here from WWE. Wielding the Claymore can be a life of chaos. When I'm not dominating in the ring, Chumba Casino is how this warrior takes a wee break. With hundreds of online social games and new weekly releases, there's always something fresh to try. And those daily boosts, next level. Even my free time feels like Valhalla. So when life feels like a battle, kick up your feet, have some fun, and let's Chumba.
Sponsored by BGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in the state where it's legal to play.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
It's Riley Green, and I'm here with Boot Barn. When I was growing up in Alabama, we didn't have cowboys, just small tracts of land, no big open fields. And to me, a cowboy was somebody that was tough, that wasn't scared to work. My dad was kind of a cowboy in my eyes. You know, he built houses his whole life. You have to have a pretty good work ethic to get up every morning and go do construction work in the hot sun in Alabama. And that was our version of a cowboy where I grew up. Riley Green and Boot Barn, sharing a deep respect for the cowboy way.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Paid for by Adaptive Health.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
And we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Free at every AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code GAIN. To borrow up to $10,000. Use code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
And Fafita out of the shotgun. Here comes the blitz. Fafita back. Here they come. He spins away. Now they got him trapped again. Rolling to the right. Picks up a nice block. Now open field, downfield. Caught inside the 30-yard line to the 25, down to the 20. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Arizona. Luke Weissong. How did he find an open spot? And Noah Fafita escaping danger. Gets it to him. Touchdown, Arizona, 47 yards.
Luke Weissong is gone, but there's plenty of new guys for Noah Fafita to try to connect with this season as the 2026 college football campaign is upon us. Day one of practice today, fall camp for your Arizona Wildcats. We'll be out there for probably the majority of the 18 practices, giving you our indications on what we see, our top takeaways, as we like to say. So the overall top takeaway, as I stated at the top of the show, was the new sound system in the stadium. But as far as what we saw on the field, now before I get to my top takeaways, I always like to just say, what was the first thing I wrote in my book, in my notebook, for the first day of practice? Now, I did get there. I missed the first 4 periods. I had some other things going on this morning. I missed the first 4 periods. But I got there right as they were doing special teams. So the first thing I wrote in my notebook for 2026 is the battle of the 2 punters. Carter Schwartz is one of the punters. Carter Schwartz is a junior transfer from Louisville. He's from Louisville, Kentucky, 6'3", 232 pounds. Saw him punt the ball. And the other punter is Chase Ridley. He is a 6'3" freshman from Perth, Australia. He went to a school called Pro Kick. That sounds like a place you would go to become a punter. It sounds like a professional punting high school that they might have in Perth, Australia. We'll have to ask him about that.
Tiny Australia pipeline to punting, right?
Mm-hmm. There is, yeah. Australian rules. We have a lot of these little guys that the sidewinder punt has become kind of the thing in college football the last few years. So that was the first thing I wrote in my book for 2026 was Schwartz versus Ridley. We'll see. I think we talked to the special teams coach next week, so we'll kind of ask him how that particular battle is going. All right. So last year, I believe there were 18 fall camp practices. And I have famously said on this show, there was not one practice that I went to last year where I could say the offense won the day. Not a single one. The defense dominated from the first practice. There were practices where they completely dominated the offense, and at times it was ugly for Noah Fafita and company. The 5 interception night kind of comes to mind, and that was like midway through camp. The defense was already kicking their ass, and then they had the 5 interception night. Did the offense have? It was a night practice last year. So yeah, there was 18 practices. I don't know that there was one I could say the offense won. I'm here to tell you, practice number 1 of 2026, I believe the offense won today. And it's a testament, I think, to the continuity that we've seen with this offensive coordinator in Seth Dagey and the quarterbacks that we have returning. And for the most part, except for Oscar Rios coming in as a freshman, everybody's back. Noah Fafita is back. Sawyer Anderson is back. Who's the other young gentleman, number 6? Luke Hoago is back. Mason Bray is back. So you've got pretty much 4 of your top quarterbacks all back this year, and they looked like it today. They threw the ball with a whole lot of confidence. Now, don't get me wrong. There were some interceptions. Noah threw an interception. Hoago threw an interception. I don't remember seeing, and this is one of the things that I look for. I don't remember seeing a whole bunch of balls that were on the ground in terms of drops or incompletions. There were a few in terms of Noah particularly, but you could tell the confidence. And I talked about this the one practice I saw in the spring. You could tell there was a different confidence with Noah Fifita in this offense, and I thought that was reticent on day number 1. The other top takeaway, and this was something I talked about explicitly last year, how I thought I didn't like the fact that Noah Fifita was getting pretty much 98% of the first team reps last year. I didn't think that was the right. I've never thought that that's the right way to go about a football camp. I kind of get it, though. I kind of understand maybe why they did that. Last year was because, again, new system, new scheme, new offensive coordinator. You wanted to get him as many of the reps and get him as comfortable as possible going into the season. I still think that was too much for the starting quarterback last year. This year, already on the first day of practice, we saw the second team quarterback, who right now I'm going to say is Sawyer Anderson, number 7, get reps with the first group. It was more, and you may have heard the question I asked the head coach in the press conference, it was clearly more of an even split than we ever saw last year with this offense. And to me, that shows the growth piece right there, that on day 1 of year 3, you're giving your backup guy, your main backup guy, Sawyer Anderson, was in there taking multiple sets with the first team line, the first team receivers, and the first team running backs. I liked seeing that today.
Yeah, I mean, to me, nothing you just said is illogical. Everything you just said makes perfect sense. 18 out of 18 practices last year won by the defense. You've got 3 guys in the secondary in the NFL. Coach Gonzalez, pin your earbacks and go get those guys. Meanwhile, Seth Dagey has a timing-based offense that he's just put in, and they haven't had any time together because last year was Seth's first year. So the timing Dragon Ball between Noah and those receivers is so important, especially early. So it makes perfect sense to me last year that the defense dominated because the timing, they're sort of trying to figure out the timing of that offense. And secondarily, having a second string quarterback see time in the first day, it's because that time Noah and Coach Dagey have spent a lot of time together in the last 16 months. Much more on the same page as far as what Coach Dagey expects, and it's not a new language for Noah to learn. I think they're much more comfortable, and the receivers as well in that room. It's a very good wide receiver room. So I think there's so much more, nuance to putting in an offense like that and picking up the timing of it all relative to what the defense was doing last season. And now we're just seeing Noah on the same page with Coach Dagey, which affords the opportunity to get a backup in there to get some reps.
And not just backup for quarterback, but I imagine also, DK, you were there. Was there any changes to the offensive line collection that they had out there when they brought out the second string quarterback? Was it the second string offensive line?
No, and that's what I mean. The only change was the quarterback. For the most part, it was the same. It was the offensive line. Those guys worked together. The ones and stayed together that entire 5 set. The entire 5 set that was made up the second team for the most part stayed together. Your ones offense in terms of Cole Rusk was out there, at tight end. You had Trey and Chris Hunter were your receivers. That group for the most part stayed together. The difference was at times they were working with Noah and at times they were working with Sawyer Anderson.
Well, if that's the case, then yeah, absolutely. It means that Seth Dagey's timing-based offense is starting to really show its weight from the skill position as well as the offensive line and everybody else being on that same page, making sure that everyone knows when you hit 3 yards, that's when you make your cut. When you hit 6 yards, that's when you hit your cut. And seeing that the quarterback is still hitting those spots, it's good to know that the skill positions are getting their timing down right, knowing how they have to beat the defense, make sure they don't get thrown off their timing. If that ends up being the case, then look out for the Arizona offense, because if they can go ahead and do that in game, then a lot of the defense of the Big 12 are going to have some problems trying to stop this if the defense is not able to get them off that timing.
So we'll keep track every day that we're out there. Offense wins. Day one of fall camp. First win for the offense since 2024 in fall camp. It was good to see those guys light it up today. We'll shout out some of the guys on the defense, though, that did some nice jobs out there today as well. DK on the Sports Tip, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Want to hear your thoughts on first day of fall camp, obviously. And also, we've got Dragon Ball here. He is getting you home with everything happening in sports here in Southern Arizona, as well as sports around the world.
Thought you were throwing to traffic for me for a second. I thought I missed something. Anyway, Dragon Ball here with the 2020 Sports Update on Wildcats Radio 1290. The Arizona Wildcats practice officially began today as the team not only got into their individual drills, but as DK mentioned, saw a lot of 11-on-11 today as competition starts to ramp up here in the desert. When asked why it was such a quick focus to go with 11-on-11s, Coach Brett Brennan mentioned that it was about time to go ahead and get this team to see some action out there on the field.
I think that's both part of that, and that we do feel like we're further along because we have the same coordinator for the second year, and so there's some carryover in terms of what we do schematically. And then I also think there's a lot of new players that we need to just get playing. Like, we need to play football, and so we need to see them. Do they know what to do? How comfortable are they in the scheme? Do they have an understanding of red line? And today, we're in helmets and spiders. It's not a super physical day, so we got to do a good job of protecting each other and making the practice environment safe, but just trying to play as much football as we can.
Brennan goes ahead and, if you recall yesterday, mentioned that no part of the depth chart has been solidified ahead of camp, so it still appears to be some position battles that yet to be decided before Game 1 against NAU. And not a great second game to a key series for the Diamondbacks in the logjam of the National League wildcard race. Arizona ended up surrendering 9 runs on the day against the Padres, in large part due to Manny Machado's strong performance at the plate, raking in 4 RBIs on 3 hits as Randy Vasquez threw 6 scoreless innings for San Diego. They'll go ahead and try to get their second win in against the Padres in the 4-game series, with Mitch Brandt taking on newly acquired Casey Mize for the Padres later tonight. And some bad news for the Falcons, as one of their top pass rushers, Jalen Walker, will be out the entire 2026 campaign after suffering a torn ACL in practice on Tuesday. MRIs confirmed the injury today. Walker was a first-round pick just last season, played in 15 games, started 9 for the Falcons, amassing 5.5 sacks and 29 pressures on the year. This is the latest in a string of injuries in the NFC South, including teams like the Panthers with edge rusher Nick Scorton and Saints defensive lineman Brian Breesy, both having season-ending injuries this early in camp. I'm Dragon Ball through 2020 Sports Update on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Join us Saturday, September 5th, as Brent Brennan and Noah Fafita take on the NAU Lumberjacks.
Touchdown, Arizona!
Our 1290 pregame show starts at 2 p.m. with kickoff scheduled for 6:30 p.m. on Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center. Collision occurred Rita Road near Houghton, west of Houghton on Rita Road. Some slowing eastbound Aviation Parkway approaching and passing Keno. Got 22nd Street remains closed between Tucson Boulevard and Cherry Belle Stravenue. Could use Broadway Boulevard instead. And for your weather, 4 p.m. until 11 p.m. a flood watch in effect. 80 the low, 101 tomorrow, 102 now. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. Summer should be fun, not expensive. That's why, for a limited time, Wendy's is serving up small classic Frosty treats for just $1. Celebrate $1 Frosty Summer with a hot deal on a cool treat. Get it while it's hot. Or, cold. Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's.
I scream. You scream. We all scream. Because Wendy's famous small classic Frosty is just $1 for a limited time. More screaming, happy screaming, summer screaming, dollar small classic Frosty screaming! But please don't scream in the drive-thru. It hurts the employees' ears. Get a $1 small classic Frosty for a limited time, only at Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. A la carte only, not valid for delivery. Limit 10 per transaction. Price may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations, including finance, HR, cyber technology, and more. Plus, showcase the value of your MBA with a comprehensive learner record and digitally demonstrate in-demand skills and credentials to employers.
Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 12th.
Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Your old AC unit is the most expensive thing in your house this summer. Replace it now and get $1,000 off from Picture Rocks Cooling and up to $720 in rebates. Along with our 1-year money-back guarantee, that's the smartest move you'll make this summer. Call now for your free estimate, 520-492-0748 or picturerockscooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating and Plumbing.
14 teams believed, 12 were wrong. The Indoor Football League National Championship hits the Tucson Convention Center on Sunday, August 16th. It's football full throttle. The best players, the biggest hits, the only game that matters. Don't just hear about it, be a part of it. History will happen. Get your tickets now at IFLNationalChampionship.com or Ticketmaster. The IFL National Championship, Sunday, August 16th at the Tucson Convention Center.
Drew McIntyre here from WWE. Wielding the Claymore can be a life of chaos. When I'm not dominating in the ring, Chumba Casino is how this warrior takes a wee break. With hundreds of online social games and new weekly releases, there's always something fresh to try. And those daily boosts, next level. Even my free time feels like Valhalla. So when life feels like a battle, kick up your feet, have some fun, and let's Chumba.
Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in the state where it's legal to play.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Good evening, ma'am. We're the Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team, here for the overnight install of your new AC unit.
Great. Come in. We're so excited for a sleepover.
Oh, well, we're actually putting you and your family up in a hotel for the night. We work while you sleep.
Oh.
Okay, who's ready for a movie night? Popcorn or s'mores?
You know, that sounds pretty good.
No, it doesn't.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. Providing overnight installs so you don't miss work or leisure time with your family. GoodfellasAC.com.
In this market, you're either a follower or a leader. While followers settle for the average, Cumulus Digital gives leaders the edge, beating industry averages by 25%. Go to cumulusdigital.com, fill out the form, and take the lead.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Tune to DK on the Sports Tip weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, a lot happening on the legal front as it relates to 5 and 5 or 5 for 5. 5 in 5, I think, is what most people are calling it. I've been kind of referring it to it 5 for 5, but I guess 5 in 5 makes more sense because the whole thing is to be able to play 5 seasons in 5 years of college athletics. Well, today, the big news was an injunction was granted in Georgia, and this particular case, is being fronted by Clemson transfer RJ Godfrey, who is committed to come here and play at the University of Arizona. There were 15 other plaintiffs that were on this particular ruling, and the judge basically is ruling in favor of the class of 22 players in this respect. The third 5 in 5 state court injunction to side with the players so far. The first one came down from Colorado last Friday, right as our show was in, the final hour of our show, 5 o'clock, because you can imagine all the people on the East Coast were happy about that news dump at 8 p.m. on a Friday night. But we were able to get it, obviously, and actually talk about it a little bit on our show as that was coming down. So this is good news. I think this is good news from the standpoint that obviously now we're starting to see it's not just one judge saying that this is the right thing to do. Now we're seeing multiple judges across the country that are saying that this is the right thing to do, and it's becoming clearer that that's kind of, if that's the way that this is going in terms of the legal side, that we're going to be seeing these young men play. I asked, if you were not with us in the first hour, I asked head coach Brent Brennan today about this, and basically said, well, what type of timeline would you need? And he basically said, hey, those guys, they're fifth years. It's not like they're coming in here as freshmen. And you have to like really get them up to speed. He's like, those guys could come in tomorrow and we'd be ready to go. If they come in a week and a half from now, they would be ready to go. So that's obviously one of the advantages when you're talking about these older players. It's not something like a freshman or a sophomore, young player that's got to come in and be coached up from that respect. A lot of these players are ready to come in and hit the ground running.
And there's some precedents, in the books as far as laws are concerned for something like this. If you think about, remember in 1984, DK, they passed a nationwide law that people under the age of 21 were not able to drink. Could not drink alcohol under the age of 21. Before that, it was 18, 19, 20, depending on the state. So they passed a national 21 or over drinking law. Well, guess what? Some of those states grandfathered in anybody who had just reached 18, 19, or 20 and said, you guys are okay. Yeah. You can have a couple of drinks, but anybody born after this certain date now must go by this new law, 21 and over from now on. Grandfathered in. So, again, like if you're a 2022 high school senior and they pass the 5 and 5 rule and you should get a fifth year, but you get the cutoff point, it just makes sense. It's going to be ugly. The NCAA, otherwise, DK, the NCAA would have initially put this in the new rule. They would have put anybody who's a senior this year, a 4-year senior, this rule also applies to. That wasn't the language. But logically, it makes sense, Dragon Ball, to me. And we'll see what ends up happening. But it makes sense to me that if you're going to have everybody starting college from now on, and guess what? Seniors this year can play next year as a fifth year, as long as they've done it in 4 years. It just makes sense that you also include guys who graduated last year.
The grandfathering in for certain players it was inevitability when they tried to push the 5 and 5. At least in my mind, I was like, there's going to be guys that are going to have their year that they graduated, they were a graduate, and they're going to try to get that extra fifth year. That to me was going to always happen with this current situation. I'm not against it, obviously. I mean, if you want those rules to apply to you, because if you just missed out on it by about 5 seconds, hey, I got a coupon, but the coupon says it was only good about 5 minutes ago. I should still be able to. We've all gone to a fast food restaurant and breakfast was over 5 minutes ago. No, but I want breakfast right now. I don't want lunch at 10 o'clock in the morning.
But that's not being grandfathered in. That's being lazy and being late leaving your house.
Right, and that's what these players are not. They weren't being lazy. It's just that there's a new rule and they'd like to take advantage of it. So it's a very different concept. I don't disagree with it. It's just it's going to be one of those things where it's going to be complicated for the first couple months figuring out exactly, okay, who does this apply to, who does it not apply to? And that's just another aspect of this whole thing about what eligibility means now that just adds to another level of the frustration.
If we want to talk about the 5 and 5 just as a rule before this injunction and all this, it makes sense because, DK, it's always been 4 in 5. Mm-hmm. Our whole lives. And what does that mean? Well, you have one redshirt year on campus in which you don't play, you still get your school paid for, and you still get tutoring and all that. It doesn't count against your athletic eligibility. That's always been the rule in my lifetime is 5 years to play 4. And now it's just 5 years to play 5. So if you redshirt one of those years or if you play all 5 in a row, at the end of the day, if listeners don't really understand, what the NCAA is really trying to cut back on is 27, 28-year-old seniors playing versus 18-year-olds, which we've seen a lot of in the last couple of years. Michigan's national championship basketball team, go check out how old those guys were. They're trying to avoid having those 6th, 7th, 8-year seniors. And this rule, if you enroll after high school, you have 5 years to complete your 5 years of athletic eligibility, should I say. And if you don't, then your eligibility runs out.
Another guy that's benefited from today's ruling is the young man out of last year we saw him at UCF, Jermichael Stillwell, who's going to be he's going to be transferring to Texas Tech. So staying in conference, stepping up a level in terms of programs. Jermichael Stillwell was one of the two players you'll remember last year with UCF that had transferred in from the University of Milwaukee, one of the top rebounders in the country, Jermichael Stillwell. So he's another one that's benefiting from these latest rulings, and the one coming down from Georgia today. So now Georgia, Ohio, Tennessee, North Carolina have all had rulings siding with the players. That's not real good for the NCAA, who continues to fight this. And at some point, you would think that they've got to just basically say, "Look, we're gonna allow these kids to play and move on."
And let's hope that happens before, the actual fall sports calendar gets underway. I mean, we know how much the NCAA's dragged their feet over many clearinghouse issues and all of that. Yes. But this seems to be a universal, yes, they're eligible or no. But if we guys get into, August, September, October, November, and there's still question as to, then you're starting to talk about fifth years playing who potentially are ineligible, and that could be a huge mess.
All right, the Phoenix Mercury are back on the hardwood tonight. In fact, their game is getting underway right now, the second game of their road trip on the four-city swing, and they are in Atlanta tonight, taking on one of the best teams in the league, and coming off a win in Chicago the other night, a game in which Alyssa Thomas, all she did was get another triple-double, the 27th triple-double of her career. Let's hear from the head coach of your Phoenix Mercury, Nate Tibbetts, on Alyssa Thomas just continuing to score, grab the ball, and distribute it.
It's a lot of fun for me. It's at times you feel like a fan. It was a heck of a performance. I think she's got maybe 2 triple doubles in the last 4 games, something like that. She was 9 for 9 from the free throw line, made some big time plays against Cardoso. Down the stretch defensively, just battled. She's all about winning, and that's what makes her so special. It just burns her up when we lose, and so, yeah, she's just driven in a special way to compete at a high level, to do whatever it takes.
All right, this is going to be a good one tonight against the Dream. The Dream are 18-11 on the season. They're just a half game behind the first place Indiana Fever in division. They allow 86.1 points per game, and that is 5th best in terms of defense in the league. However, they did give up. They played Las Vegas the other night, and Las Vegas put up 109 on them. So.
Well, they got Alicia Gray, right? She went to South Carolina.
Yeah.
So they know all about defense down there, and they also picked up Angel Reese in the offseason.
Exactly. So. Angel Reese down there in the house right now. So, again, this game just getting underway. The Mercury looking to win for the 5th time in 6 games. If they can pull it off, coming off Kelsey Plum's first game on Monday night in which she scored 20 points in 20 minutes. Clea Copper averaging 21 points on the season
also
for the Mercury.
Looking like Kelsey got the start today, too.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Came off the bench Monday, in the starting lineup tonight. Cricket joins us now, the 4th member of our team. Always great to have her. Her camera is not with her there, so we will make sure we get that back because it is officially 4:13 in Arizona, which means it's time for Cricket's Got Quotes. Everybody get into their mindset, clear your heads, and get ready to take in something dramatic from the lady.
I don't know about that.
He's the best hype. He should have him walk around behind you, hype you. Yeah.
He is like a hype man.
I couldn't rap, so I had to be the hype man.
You're doing a great job. I require 3 things in a man.
Ooh. Okay, go ahead.
No, well, this is not me. This is not my quote. This is from someone else. I require 3 things in a man. He must be handsome, ruthless, and stupid.
He must be handsome, ruthless, and stupid.
Yes.
Oh, and that is not Cricket.
No, that is
not Christina Glazolov.
No.
Huh. Let's go to Dragon Ball and see if he has this one. Dragon Ball.
want to say this was from a satirist at some point. Is this Dorothy Parker?
What is a satirist?
Yes.
What is a satirist?
Like somebody that writes like jokes or something for a
Otherwise known
newspaper.
as satirist.
Satirist. I believe that's
I don't think your
Dorothy
drama
Parker.
teacher would be happy with you mispronouncing that word.
It's okay.
I had my one shining moment in drama class, and then I left it behind. And I did that mostly out of spite.
Dorothy Parker?
Yes.
Dorothy Parker.
Okay, I don't know Dorothy Parker.
I think she wrote for also Vogue and maybe the New Yorker, maybe Vanity Fair.
So she was one of those people who did magazines, newspapers.
She's kind of witty. She might have books, but she's pretty funny and snarky.
You can't do satire without being smart.
She's not necessarily like Dear Abby or somebody like that.
I don't think so. I don't think people wrote for advice.
Okay.
I don't think so. I think she died
She just gave
mid-60s.
it. Okay.
60s, early 60s.
Says here that she was part of the script writing team for the 1937 version of A Star Is Born.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. I
didn't
learned
know
something
there was
today.
a 1937 version of A Star Is Born. Who was in that movie?
I'm just looking up
Charlie
Dorothy
Chaplin?
Parker.
We're learning right now.
What's the little girl? Good Ship Lollipop Girl.
Shirley Temple.
Shirley Temple. Thank you.
A lot of people you probably won't know because I don't know any of these people either.
Okay.
Janet Gaynor. Frederick March.
I've heard of Janet Gaynor.
I don't know much of
I think
these.
I've heard of Janet Gaynor. Who are the guys that were in it?
Frederick March.
Yeah, no.
Adolphe Menjot.
I wonder if they filmed any of that here in Tucson.
Lionel Stander. Yeah, I don't know much of these guys. Andy Devine is an interesting name there.
All right, Dorothy Parker. One more time with that one, Cricket.
I require 3 things in a man. He must be handsome, ruthless, and stupid.
All right. There you go. Dorothy Parker coming with the quotes. And Cricket. All right. Cricket will be back in the 5 o'clock hour with her Pick It with Cricket. I actually messed that up. I thought that the game we picked last night, I thought it was last night. It's actually tonight.
Okay.
How did you know that?
Because I follow along. Because I want to pay attention and I want to learn as we do this. When you ask me, I don't know. Like if anyone's wondering, like you do not give me a ahead of the time kind of thing. I don't know.
Try not to.
So I want to follow along and learn as we go. But I looked it up every time you ask me something, I'll look it up.
Yeah.
Because I want to learn.
I messed up the dates. I
did.
I thought today was the 4th. I've already lost the dates for August. So it is the 5th. It is the 5th, which means tomorrow we have NFL football coming your way right here. We'll tell you more about that. Straight ahead, Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5's traffic and weather.
And so we do have road work and a closure, 22nd Street closed, Tucson Boulevard to Cherry Belle Avenue. Could use Broadway Boulevard as an alternate route. You could use Aviation Parkway, but a heads up, there's road work and backups eastbound to Aviation Parkway as you approach and pass Keno Parkway. There is a flood watch in effect until 11 tonight, 80 the overnight low, 101 tomorrow, and 102 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Aleve. At some point, body pain may creep in and become your reality that day. But Aleve is here to keep you moving. One pill gives you up to 12 hours of body pain relief. So don't let pain hold you back. Try Aleve today. Use as directed.
If your yard is the talk of the neighborhood, make sure it's for all the right reasons. Call Dorado Rock and Materials. For landscape gravel to boulders and everything in between, Dorado Rock and Materials will make sure you and your yard are covered.
I thought learning a language would be too much work, but Babbel makes learning fun. J'aime Babbel.
Babbel's lessons only take 10 or 15 minutes. And soon, you turn and realize, hey, I'm starting to speak another language. How'd that happen?
Babbel isn't robots talking. You learn words and phrases from real native speakers. I was ready for real-life conversations in just a few weeks. So easy.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She can get a deal. Book telehealth if she feels.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
Progressive presents perfectly bad excuses for missing stuff to spend more time on your ATV.
Hey, Wallace. Not going to the reunion after all. Think I got cursed. Keep, stubbing my toe.
Now that was a bad excuse. If you love your vehicle this much, get customized coverage from Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. It's August already, the month we shift our attention away from potholes and road construction and back to school traffic. And our shorter backpack-toting neighbors jumping from the corner bus stop through crosswalks and towards those big yellow buses. So eyes up, cell phones down, and stay alert. This month at Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, we're getting drivers like you ready with all kinds of specials to keep the wheels on your bus going round and round. Specials like free brake inspections and all the tire brands you trust at prices that beat the warehouse clubs and national chains. And Jack Furrier has the budget-friendly brands to Arizona-proof your daily commute and make your daily driving, stopping, starting, and swerving so much better. So make an appointment online, call ahead, or just stop by for savings all month long at any of our 14 award-winning locations. And let's remember to keep our eyes up, cell phones down, and get everyone where they need to go safely. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
Hi, this is Natalie Fernandez at Meridian Wealth Management, and one of the hardest things I witness is when someone passes and they hadn't updated their beneficiaries properly beforehand. We all experience change in our lives, marriage, divorce, kids, and we work very hard for what we have. Leaving your legacy exactly the way you desire is important. This is your reminder to review all of your beneficiary designations today and at least annually. Seek guidance if you need it. Call our office at 520-719-1433 for more information.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to $700, plus get a free adjustable base with select Sealy Posturepedic mattresses. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
If there's one thing you can count on, it's 24/7 protection when you bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive. And if there's two things you can count on, it's your smoke detector battery dying at 3 a.m. Not 3 p.m. on a Saturday when you have nothing going on, but in the middle of the night when you're fast asleep.
Oh, come on!
Get 24/7 protection when you bundle home and auto with Progressive. Just one more thing you can count on. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Arizona Wildcats football.
Here comes the posse, and they sack him. Navy shirts everywhere. They are swarming tonight.
Your most in-depth coverage starts right now.
Caught, inbounds, touchdown Arizona.
This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
Day number 1 in the books. Arizona football. I believe the offense won for the first time in a long time against the defense. We got a chance to hear from your quarterback, Noah Fafita, and your defensive Mr. Redline, Trey Smith. Let's hear what the fellas had to say about the opening of fall camp.
I got engaged this weekend on Sunday. I'm starting to get in my camp day, so I don't really know what day it is today. I just know it's day 1. But Sunday, the day before we came back, I got engaged to my girlfriend, so super excited. What did that moment mean to you? A lot. I'm grateful for the moment, but it was more for her. It was a big time moment for her, and that's something that she's deserved for a long time. So she's blessed me in a lot of ways. She's definitely held it down for me off the field and allowed me to kind of focus on the field. So I'm super grateful for her.
What went into the timing before the season and everything?
There's kind of two things. She's been waiting on it for a long time. She's deserved it for a long time. So to be able to kind of give that to her was super special for me. I felt like God put it on my heart that was the right time to do it. And then also it was kind of something to kind of hold her off, because I know fall camp is going to be super busy for us, but I'm not going to be able to spend a lot of time with her as well. So it's kind of something that she's deserved, but also kind of an affirmation for her of my appreciation.
Michael and David? Trey, you're kind of in the same position that Stoops was in last year, kind of getting that extra year that you weren't expecting. Is there anything you can take from the way he handled it as you enter this sixth and final season?
Yeah, Stoops is somebody that I definitely look up to, and he just handled everything like a pro. But on top of that, just his mindset, like who he was as a human off the field as well as on the field, and then seeing him go into a different mode when he steps in between the lines, like that's something I think about and would like to continue as my own success. Yeah.
David and Lindsay?
No, just obviously we got a chance to see you work with several different position groups today in terms of the personnel groupings and out there. Is that a byproduct maybe of you and Seth being more comfortable with each other and you being comfortable with the offense, that we saw a little bit something more than we saw last year?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things that go into that. That's definitely a big thing, being able to be, that's kind of the common thing, being in year 2 of the offense. There's a continuity, there's a confidence that comes with that. And then also, I've spoken on it a little bit in the past, but when I talk about the depth that we have on offense, specifically at our skill positions and in that receiver room, we got guys that are going to make an impact in every aspect. So being able to take those reps and take those opportunities, allow the offensive line to hear your voice, but also gather that timing and gain those reps and chemistry with some of the guys that I might not be able to get a lot of reps with the first team is super big, and that's going to help us in the long run.
Lindsay and Justin?
You guys both had long journeys to get here. What does it feel like knowing today was your last first day, and what are the emotions going into this year?
I would just say bittersweet. We've had very different journeys, obviously, but it's been a blessing nonetheless. Just everything you've been through, molds you into who you are and shapes your character. So it's a bittersweet feeling, but it's great.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was a blessing to be able to get out there and definitely trying to enjoy it a little more. This year's been going by super fast, but being able to kind of be at that fall camp practice, and my mom was there, my fiance was there, and also my little brother running around too. It was awesome to be there, and we got a lot of work to do to get where we want to be.
Justin and Nicole?
No, now that you've been working with him for the last several months, Zach Henning, how has it been just seeing him settle into the offensive line, and what kind of player is he?
He's a true professional in every aspect. His preparation's unmatched. He lives in the center room, and it's awesome to see that because he's already so smart. So when you take somebody that's that cerebral and that smart, and you add the preparation and the process aspect to it, you're naturally going to get a great player. And then you go on top of the person that he is and the way he interacts with people. You love being around him. We spent a lot of time with each other, me and him. Like I told you before, he's probably the best golfer on the team. So spending a lot of time with him on the links, building that chemistry, and then also having the O-line at the house and just eating with them. There's a trust, there's a belief there, and you can kind of see them continuing to gain confidence playing with each other.
Cole and Michael?
No, just having your coach say the things that he does about you, sell you as a Heisman candidate, all that stuff. What does that mean to you, having somebody in your corner like that?
Yeah, it's such a blessing. And it really never gets old, being able to hear those compliments, being able to, and it's not just on camera. He compliments me, and he supports me in so many ways off the camera as well. So that's just the type of guy he is, and you could talk about that with everybody, Coach Brandon, Coach Deggy, and Coach Gonzalez. So the belief that they have in me definitely gives me confidence, allows me to go play with conviction and rip it, knowing they have my back. But it also, I wouldn't say pressure, but there's also a privilege and kind of an opportunity to go prove them right.
Michael and Justin? One question for each. For Trey, what role do you play or do you try to play with the freshmen who are in your defensive line?
I do my best to model the way for those guys, right? I've been here for going on 3 years now, and I've been in college for going on 6. So I just do my best to be the best person I can, because at the end of the day, you got to start with yourself and just show them the ropes.
Sure. And then for Noah, I don't think you threw the pass, but Caleb Smith made kind of an awesome catch today between 2 defenders down the field. What do you think of him so far?
Yeah, I want to speak on both of them. Caleb, it's kind of weird to say, because Jet and RJ, those two are both professionals. And I know we say it a lot, kind of throwing that professional word out there, but those are two guys that have never been on our accountability board. You never have a problem with them being late. You never have a problem with them missing meals or being late to meetings or missing class. Those guys have never been an issue. And then you talk about the way that they work. They're guys that put their head down and work, and that's how you want to be, especially as a freshman. You're coming in to earn your stripes, and that's exactly what they did. They didn't talk. They came in and just got about their business, got through their work, and you saw the strides that Jet made in spring. And I remember telling him one day, I told him, and then Coach Deggy told him right in front of the whole offensive unit that he was going to play this year because of the way he carries himself, because of the confidence and the speed that he plays with. And then you talk about RJ, who wasn't able to practice at the beginning of spring, so he was kind of trying to get back in rehab, and then you see him take off in summer PRPs. I called my dad about him probably 2 weeks ago. I think he was 4 for 5 in terms of 50-50 balls in spring in summer workouts when there's no cameras there. And then you saw him track the 5-yard out route he ran today. He has a natural instinct for catching the football. He has a great route running, and then he has underrated speed too. He's a 6'4" guy, and he hit 22 miles per hour in the summer. So both of those guys are extremely special, and they're special people.
Justin and David. Trey, you've been leading the way for a guy like Prince Williams. When you think about what he's been able to do over the last several months, what stands out to you? What is Arizona's defense getting out of a player like him?
I would say the biggest thing about a guy like Prince is just his motor. Like, we all have different needs as individuals, and at the end of the day, you're going to need help at some point. We're here to lean on each other. But Prince is a guy that you don't really have to push too much to get himself going. He's pretty intrinsically motivated, so yeah, he's going to be a dog.
David and Brian.
Trey, in the spring, your teammates labeled you as Mr. Redline. What does it mean for you to kind of carry that moniker of the program? And for Noah, why is that the right moniker for a player like Trey?
I would say that's a blessing, man, because that's, nicknames. Some people have nicknames that people call them in their lives and their families, and it goes into the locker room. But something like that, you don't really just give yourself. And I just do my best to be the best individual I can, knowing that will help raise the collective as well. So guys like Noah, Tay Brown, who's also known as Mr. Redline, he's definitely somebody that I'm chasing after, because it's like, all right, who's going to be more Redline? And Tay, I think he usually gets it, but I'm fighting to get there.
Yeah, I think when you talk about Redline, we talk about the standard of Arizona football and what we want to be seen as, what we want to be known as across the country. Trey Smith represents that, and he's probably the best representation of Arizona football and what we want to be. I've told many people that he's probably the best person I've ever been around in terms of personality and just the way that he connects with people, the way he takes care of people. And then you add the fact what he's able to do on the field, it goes hand in hand.
Brian and Lindsay.
Trey, with the amount of turnover that there was in the secondary, considering how big that group was last year, how important is it on the defensive line to be have much more pressure as far as getting to the quarterback so that this newer group isn't maybe as much on an island?
I would say obviously just pressure and coverage go hand in hand, right? So they do their job, that helps us out, and we do our job, and that helps them out. It's not something that we're worried about. It's just raising the group overall, front and back end. So that's about it.
Lindsay and Nathaniel.
Noah, coming into this season, is probably the most attention you've gotten so far in your career. But I know you've said no one has more expectations than you do of yourself. What are some personal standards or just goals that you have for your final year?
Yeah, that's a great question. For me, it's all team-oriented, and I don't want to speak too much about the outcome goals, but the outcome goals are clear, and we've said it a lot, and we're not going to shy away from it. The outcome goals are a Rose Bowl and a Big 12 championship. So that's my mindset, that's my expectations and the standard I have for myself. But at the end of the day, what we talked about yesterday with Coach Brandon and the team is about the process. So we know what our outcome goals are, and now we're going to dive into the process and what we need to do to give us a chance to be able to start that.
Nathaniel and Justin.
Yeah, playing big, lanky guys in the tight end room that kind of fit the exact mold that Deggy and Miller wanted. So what kind of advantage that gives you on the offense, and what do you expect to see from those guys going into the season?
Yeah, it gives us versatility for sure. I love that room, and you go down the list, I think we got so much depth in that room that has so many different attributes and abilities. And I've talked a lot about Coach Miller and the respect and the awe I have of him, not just as a coach. I think he's one of the better position coaches I've ever been around. But when you talk about mentality, he's right up there with Coach Deggy in terms of that. So that room, I know he's going to have that room ready to go. And then you go talk about the depth that we have. It gives us versatility for sure. It allows us to run the ball in 11 personnel, allows us to still be explosive in 12 personnel, because if they're going to put a linebacker on any of these tight ends that we have out there, we're definitely going to try to exploit it.
Our last two will be Justin and then Jason.
Why was it important a couple years ago to start your foundation, and then just what has it been like for you to watch it grow over the last couple years and be a part of so many things that you guys are doing?
Yeah, it's been such a blessing being able to watch it grow for sure, because for so many reasons. First of all, we're able to get into the community and support a community that has had my back and that's loved my family the way it has for the last 5 years. And then also, I've been able to continue to just try to fulfill what my true purpose is on this earth and advance His kingdom. And our nonprofit I don't want it to be about me, which is why I didn't put my name on it. I didn't put my last name on it. It's because I don't want people to hear the foundation and think that I'm doing it for my name. It's about God in every way, and we're trying to imitate Him. We're trying to point people to Him, and that's what our goal is. And I think it's awesome, because I just talked about this, but we started the nonprofit after probably the worst loss I've ever taken in my college football career, which was the team up north in Tucson in 24. That's when we came up with the idea. So God put that idea on my heart at one of my lower moments, and being able to watch how He's allowed that to grow in Tucson's amazing.
We'll finish up with Jason.
When you look at the guys behind you in the quarterback room, they're playing for a future spot potentially. What's your advice to them and how they handle this season and kind of moving forward?
Yeah, to be themselves. And I try to tell them every day is just you're competing. At the end of the day, it is a competition for sure, but you're competing with yourself. You're trying to be the best that you can be. You're trying to control your reps, your opportunities, and at the end of the day, the best player is going to play. And I think they're all doing a tremendous job in terms of process and in terms of their preparation, because I think we are talking in a high level in the quarterback room. So watching Saul and Luke, the way that they've grown in spring, the way that their confidence, and they're playing a lot faster and playing more convicted. So they're definitely taking a step in the right direction, and it's been great watching them grow up. And then Oscar, being able to watch him get on the field in pads for the first time today, you see the natural ability he has.
Thank you, everybody.
Noah Fafita and Trey Smith after practice today, after practice number 1, he said, I tried to get one more question in, and I was unable to beat the deadline because he brought up that Rose Bowl thing again. I forgot that was the one question I've been wanting to ask him dating back to Big 12, is what he means when he says that. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to get a chance to talk to him again until the very end of camp, and that's probably a practice I won't be at, because I think that's the first night of high school football, and we might be out doing stuff around that instead. But because, again, there's no direct tie-ins to the Rose Bowl anymore in terms of it relates to Arizona. There's no tie-in with the Big 12, especially in the fact that in most years it's a playoff game. So
a quarterfinal this year, right?
Yeah, it's quarterfinal this year. In other years, I think it's been a semifinal game. So, but for some reason, that is a marking point. I have to just ask him that off the record at some point if I see him, what exactly he's referring to, or why that specifically is being mentioned as the goal when there's no direct tie-in for Arizona to that particular game anymore. But hey, you got to have goals to point to, and that's one that Noah Fafita has mentioned numerous times that he is pointing to this year.
Yeah, we talked about it at the time when he said it, and like my take was, it just seems like Noah's saying, I want to take Arizona places it's never been.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When for the past 50 years, it was, when are we going to get to Rose Bowl? When are we going to get to the Rose Bowl? And Big 12 now, Rose Bowl doesn't even have a tie-in between. Pac-12 doesn't exist. Big 10 isn't a thing for the rivalry with the Pac-12. So, yeah, I just think Noah, I mean, I'm not obviously speaking for him. You ask that question next time you see him. But to me, Dragon Ball, it just seems like this is something, the Rose Bowl was always something Arizona fans and players aspired to. I want to take this program someplace that they've never been before.
And either way, I mean, whether it's the Rose Bowl or if it'd be the Fiesta Bowl or whatever the other quarterfinals or playoff bowl games are going to be, just getting to a position where the University of Arizona can be that representative from the Big 12 in that competition for the national championship would be a huge step in the right direction.
Well, apparently, Texas Tech has the easiest Power 4 schedule in the country and spends the most money in the conference. So we'll see how that goes.
Wait and see.
520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Our Westwood One top play is straight ahead. As well, something really cool happened in baseball last night. We'll get to that as well. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s, traffic and weather.
from the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center. With a crash that occurred downtown Congress and Granada and Congress. There are some westbound backups, westbound on Congress approaching Granada. We do have that road work continuing on Grant Road east of Country Club to Swan. You could use FEMA instead. And we got some slowdowns for traffic on Alvernon at Grant. There is a flood watch in effect till 11 tonight, 80 the low, 101 tomorrow, 102 now. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Audible. When you start listening to books on Audible, traffic might seem like less of an annoyance and more of an opportunity for another chapter. Audible, stories that speak to you. New members can start listening with a 30-day free trial at audible.com.
The monsoons are here and so are all the pests. Let Weedco take care of all your pests. They're locally owned, locally operated, and locally trusted to stop pests, termites, rodents, mosquitoes, and weeds. Let Weedco be your shield this monsoon season. Visit weedco.services today.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Presented by Chumba Casino, your online casino for play, spins, and a chance to score. Must be 21 and over. Terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Tarek Skubal left last night's start trailing 2-1 and having given up 4 hits and striking out 6 in 6 innings. The difference was this time Skubal was pitching for the mighty Dodgers, who lost their 5th straight game, and not the Tigers. The Tigers won their 4th straight game, shutting out the Mariners 8-0. I'm Adam Abdallah.
O'Reilly Auto Parts gets you back to savings. Pick up select Royal Purple fuel system additives. Buy one, get one free. Plus receive 4 times O Rewards points.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46. And I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
O'Reilly Auto Parts gets you back to savings. Pick up select Royal Purple fuel system additives. Buy one, get one free. Plus receive 4 times O Rewards points.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46. And I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
my gosh, Ted, why are you digging up the yard?
I'm looking for that stupid pipe. The bathroom drain is still clogged.
Shouldn't we call Goodfellas AC and Plumbing? You know, the professionals?
I found the pipe.
Whatever clogs your drains, leave it to the professionals at Goodfellas AC and Plumbing. The choice your family can count on for quick, reliable plumbing service using Permaliner to fix pipes and drains without digging up the yard. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000. Use code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000.
On the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. I want to tell you real quick about a sweet deal I got for you because I always got sweet deals for you. This one's coming up Friday at wildcatsradio1290.com at 8:30 in the morning. It is a sweet deal for Jimmy's Pita and Poke. Poke? Is it P-O-K-E? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, Poke.
Poke, is that like fish or something of that nature? I have no.
I think it's
I'm
just
not
the
a
style.
sushi guy.
I think that's just the style of the bowl. Yeah.
Okay.
Poke Bowl.
Jimmy's Pita and Poke. This is a new location. Their third location now open, 6540 East Tanque Verde Road, southwest of Kolb. You can choose a signature Poke Bowl, hot rice bowl. Now, that's speaking my language there. I love hot rice. Pitas, salad. You can build your own. It's a locally family-owned business. Nutrition and delicious options are on the menu. Fresh ingredients, diverse dietary options, top quality produce, meats, and seafood prepared daily without additives or preservatives. No additives, no preservatives. That is healthy. 3 locations now, east side, northwest side, and they are on University Boulevard right by campus. Something for the entire family, including the kiddos. Ask about their special of the month for August. It's the Quisties Caesar Wrap. Jimmy's Pita and Poke. I've got a $50 gift certificate for you for just $25 coming up Friday morning, 8:30 a.m., Wildcats Radio, 1290.com. 520-848-1290 is the number. Let's hear from our guy, Paul in Phoenix. You're on DK on the Sports Tip.
Hi, David. Hi, guys. How's everything today?
Hey, Paul, football started today. It could not be any better.
Isn't that the best? And I want to thank you in advance for being the eyes for people up here like myself in Phoenix, and also being the ears with giving us a little hint of that sound system. I'm waiting to hear. I really want to find out more about this sound system.
It was, all I can tell you, it was loud, Paul. It was absolutely. I walked into the bowl and I was like, geez, I mean, like, they must really be playing it at the highest decibel right now because it was.
How was the clarity?
Blaring.
Was it good?
It was extremely clear. Yeah, extremely clear. Yeah, I felt like I was
great.
felt like I was in a Las Vegas club.
Paul, do you want to? Paul, you maybe want to remind our listeners why that might be extra meaningful to you?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when you're visually challenged, okay. Now, the good and the bad about that, of course, is I'm listening to you guys on the radio, right? But at the same time, if that sound system is loud, it's going to be like, but it'll be fine. I'm not worried. That's the least of my worries right now. I tell you what, though, I've been watching as much as I can, and probably way too much, for day one. But I liked what Seth Daggy and Danny Gonzalez said. They did a little interview on Facebook, whatever, and Danny said something really interesting. He goes, we're going to beat these guys up for the first 14 days of camp. Like, oh, interesting. He goes, we're going to beat them up, and then we're going to get them into football shape, because right now we're not in football shape, but that's what we're going to do. So it's good. I like it. And both those guys know what they're doing. Obviously, I mean they've proven that, and now I think this is, I said 9-3 way too early back in May or April, whenever the heck it was. I don't know. I'm not sure I want to stay with that.
You think you're going higher? Higher than 9-3, Paul?
10-2. I don't know. You see, here, David. Though,
were you pulling that other win from? You pulling that other win from BYU, Texas Tech, or what was the other road game?
Well, that's the thing. Where are the three losses? BYU, Texas Tech,
and I believe the other road game I had was TCU. I'm not looking at the
TCU.
I believe that was.
Not that I'm not concerned about that, but West Virginia is a scary one. Believe it or not, that's a scary one.
Well, Glenn said his scary game is Washington State. That's what Glenn told me.
Yeah,
he's a little bit afraid of going back up to Pullman.
It's a good point. It's a good point. So it's going to be fun. I think the interesting thing is, and I'm looking forward to hearing more information from you about like kickers, punters, all that stuff. I would love to be able to tell the two kids who are trying out for punter and say, guys, in a perfect world, we're only going to maybe use you hopefully once a game. That would be a perfect world.
It was actually Kansas State was the other road game, not TCU.
Oh, okay.
Because we host TCU. So yeah, Kansas State was the one that going to Manhattan always is concerning.
So Pullman and Manhattan, the cities getting into the cities is the difficulty for those two road games.
David, here's what I want to propose, David. Maybe it's time for a road trip. We got to decide. Ooh. Do we go for the Lubbock, Texas road trip? Okay. And after that, then we go see the Cardinals-Cowboy game in Dallas the day after. Okay. Or you could do Kansas State on Saturday and drive 120 miles, whatever it is, to go see the Chiefs and the Cardinals the next day.
Wow.
See? So I've already got it planned out. I'm not going to either one.
I didn't know there were two. How far is it from Lubbock to Dallas? How far is it?
It's a long way.
Yeah, it's a long way.
It's half a country.
I'd rather do the Manhattan and then go to Chiefs.
Wouldn't that be fun? I'm going to talk to you. Do I need to talk to any of your bosses and say, hey, send DK to Kansas State?
Call Kenny.
And then
call Kenny and lobby for that.
Say, Kenny, you got to send him. How cool would that be?
That would be. I didn't even think about looking to see what close NFL games were around for any of those.
Guys, you do know that's not the real Manhattan, right? Like that's you guys are talking about like as if you're going to New York.
Trust me.
Manhattan, Kansas.
Trust me. I rolled into Manhattan, Kansas one time at 3 a.m. on like a 16th of a tank of gas and didn't know if I was going to make it. So
my God!
I know that it's not New York.
It's just too bad that Salt Lake City doesn't have an NFL team, because I think Provo should make that live, because they're going to Provo, and that's a really amazing place to see a game if you've never been.
Yeah.
It'd be fun too. That would be fun also. But we're playing. Well, that's what Provo is, BYU. That's right. But because Utah, where are they located at?
Provo.
Yeah, are they
Utah is in Salt Lake City.
Right in Salt Lake.
Right in Salt Lake.
Okay,
right in Salt Lake. Okay, gotcha.
3 blocks from where my mom grew up. Yeah.
Oh, is that right? Okay, there you go. But I tell you what. Then can you imagine the barbecue stories you could talk to us about, David?
My
if you went for the Kansas City game.
That would be great.
Ooh, that'd be a good one. So I'm just putting it out there for you. But hey, it's I hope that the city of Tucson just embraces this team. I think about Noah. I've never met the young man. I someday hope to get a chance to even just to say a quick passing hello. I don't think we realize, not that we're going to name a street after him or anything like that, but I tell you what, the impact this young man could make long lasting is I don't think we realize, and I think it's going to hopefully bear itself out if we keep him upright, keep him healthy, and we have a good season. Do we have to have a great season? Well, yeah, it's always great, but to have a really good season, he deserves, for what he's given to our city, he deserves every sort of accolade he may receive, and the last thing he wants are those. He doesn't want that anyway. But I'm looking forward to it. It's a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to all your reports because that's kind of what I live for up here in Phoenix. And we know that the Cat Cruiser is going to be running. That's already been a given. I know our buddy Mark Strickland, former Wildcat himself.
Right. Mark,
Mark. Mark. Okay, he's the host for the bus going down. And he's a great guy. He's a great guy, and just looking forward to it. And I don't know if you mentioned also just the sad news the other day. You probably mentioned it yesterday or Monday about Mark Lunsford.
Right. Yeah. We mentioned
away.
that he was in hospice, but yeah, he has since passed away. I was talking to Glenn Howe about that today at practice.
Yeah. That was tough. But anyway, well, hey guys, as always, bear down. I think I am gonna hopefully get some inside scoop about this outside speaker system. I don't know anything about the McHale Center speaker system yet, but I guess it too, like JW said, is going to be upgraded as well as the video board. So we're on our way. We're on our way. Day one of football, and I got my Cardinals tomorrow. So what else do you need, right?
Yeah, that's all you need, man. That's all you need. It's let's celebrate. Let's celebrate Larry Legend.
Larry and Jeremiah is not playing tomorrow. By the way,
no.
He's already been told, and he was kind of disappointed. He was told you're not. No. I don't even know. He might dress, but he's not gonna. He's not playing.
Neither team is playing any starters. It'll be a game of backups.
Don't get me started on that.
Is it really your Cardinals if there are no starters in the game?
Well, that's what Bruce Arians used to famously say. These are not the Cardinals. It's the team that shows up on week one. That's the Cardinals.
The Cardinals.
These are not the Cardinals.
That's true. That's so true. So, guys, as always, bear down, and we'll be checking in now and again.
There we go. Appreciate it, Paul. As always, Paul in Phoenix. DK on the Sports Tip. One more hour to go with you. We're going to talk some basketball coming up at the 5 o'clock hour. Chapel Fowler from the State News down in South Carolina covers the Clemson Tigers. Will give you an update on what to expect from RJ Godfrey. We'll talk a little bit about the court ruling in Georgia today that has cleared another hurdle for RJ to go grab the ball off the glass here in Tucson. Dragon Ball is grabbing the ball everywhere. Sports in Southern Arizona. Sports around the world.
Well, the University of Arizona soccer team will be hitting the pitch for the first time this season as they make their way out to Irvine, California tonight to take on UC Irvine in an exhibition game for the first match of the calendar year here for Arizona Athletics. Now, Beckham Morrow Center's squad, this game will not count towards their overall record, but this is in preparation for their season opener that comes up in 1 week's time where they play against GCU again next week on Wednesday as well. And the Cardinals will be hitting the field tomorrow with the majority of their backups and rookies taking snaps, including recently drafted former Miami quarterback Carson Beck, as he will be the starting quarterback under center for Arizona against the Panthers. And when asked about the idea of starting in his first bit of preseason action, Beck seemed to be pretty composed in his press conference earlier today.
Yeah, I mean, I had no clue that I was going to start. Obviously, I thought I was going to play in it, but I really didn't have any expectations of, going into any of this. Obviously, our schedule is absolutely crazy right now, practice meetings with training camp and whatnot. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm really excited.
Are there any nerves? Are you the type of quarterback that might get nervous before a game?
I don't think so. I think the last time I was nervous was when I was 8 years old, maybe, for our city championship, Pop Warner. I don't know. It's a game at the end of the day. I get to go out there, have an opportunity to, have fun, play with your teammates, and again, play the game that I love. So it's what I love doing. So not really any nerves, more excitement than anything.
Again, kickoff for the Hall of Fame game will be heard here on Wildcats Radio 1290 with the Carolina Panthers radio broadcast. Pregame starts at 4 p.m., but kickoff slated to happen around 5 o'clock. And the New York Yankees got some good news with the latest scan on Aaron Judge after struggling with a stress fracture in his rib that's kept him out of the lineup since May 31st. Latest round of imaging reportedly showed some promise in Judge's recovery to the point where Judge himself told reporters that he will be back this season. Manager Aaron Boone seemed to go ahead and add weight to that statement, saying the Judge was cleared for light activity, including outdoor running and upper body resistance drills. Judge had 17 homers in 59 games before being sidelined earlier this season. I'm Dragon Ball 2020 Sports Update on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do.
Drops back, feeling some pressure, and Trey Smith is there.
He's a bona fide leader. If I can get 3 or 4 of Trey Smith every year, this thing here is gonna be through the roof.
We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center. With collisions that are reported at Broadway in Tucson Boulevard and Broadway. Crash downtown occurred Congress and Granada and Congress. Some slowing eastbound Aviation Parkway near Keno. Slowing for Broadway Boulevard at Swan. And slowdowns on Albert on both directions at Grant Road. For your weather, flood watch in effect till 11 tonight, 80 the low, 101 tomorrow, and 101 now. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. You know how some places have a secret menu? Well, this is not that menu. It's the Cantina menu, and it's only at Taco Bell. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only while supplies last.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. It's August already, the month we shift our attention away from potholes and road construction and back to school traffic. And our shorter backpack-toting neighbors jumping from the corner bus stop through crosswalks and towards those big yellow buses. So eyes up, cell phones down, and stay alert. This month at Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, we're getting drivers like you ready with all kinds of specials to keep the wheels on your bus going round and round. Specials like free brake inspections and all the tire brands you trust at prices that beat the warehouse clubs and national chains. And Jack Furrier has the budget-friendly brands to Arizona-proof your daily commute and make your daily driving, stopping, starting, and swerving so much better. So make an appointment online, call ahead, or just stop by for savings all month long at any of our 14 award-winning locations. And let's remember to keep our eyes up, cell phones down, and get everyone where they need to go safely. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to $700, plus get a free adjustable base with select Sealy Posturepedic mattresses. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
If there's one thing you can count on, it's 24/7 protection when you bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive. And if there's two things you can count on, it's your smoke detector battery dying at 3 a.m. Not 3 p.m. on a Saturday when you have nothing going on, but in the middle of the night when you're fast asleep.
Oh, come on!
Get 24/7 protection when you bundle home and auto with Progressive. Just one more thing you can count on. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Fall is termite season. Go blue with Essential Pest Control. We'll eliminate those termites, bugs, and weeds. Stop paying too much with those national providers. Essential Pest Control is a bug's worst nightmare.
I can't sleep at night.
Essential Pest Control. Call 866-3029. EssentialPest.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
John's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, where he can get a battery for under $100. Lonnie, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge, and Lonnie does that for free too. In no time at all, John is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Baseball season is in full swing, and there's no better place to be than Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform. Last week, New York was trading at 13% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade pays out $712 with a win. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. Download the Kalshi app and use code UPDATE to get up to $500 in bonus credits when you trade $25. Kalshi, trade on anything. 18 plus only, must be present in state where it is legal to trade. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. Bonus credits do not expire. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory.
Nobody covers your cats like we do. We are the home of your Arizona Wildcats. KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Last night was one of those nights that I remember why I love the game of baseball.
The 0-2. Hit in the air. Deep left field. Torres back. George Lombard Jr. has entered the yard and left it. His first big league hit. His first big league homer.
George Lombard Jr., welcome to the big leagues. The son of a former major leaguer, George Lombard Sr., gets called up to the Yankees, became the 14th player in Yankee history to homer in his major league debut. That is a list that includes the likes of his new teammate, Aaron Judge, and Hall of Famers like Yogi Berra. What made this even a better night was his younger brother, Jacob, was recently drafted. The MLB draft was a few weeks ago, was recently drafted in the first round by the Florida Marlins. And he was playing in his first professional game, and he hit a home run yesterday as well. Let's hear from the Lombard brothers after their feats of strength last night. First George at Yankee Stadium, and then Jacob down in Jupiter, Florida.
For your family, have you talked to your brother yet? I haven't talked to him yet, but I heard it's pretty awesome. I mean, it's probably really awesome for my parents. I would bet that they were watching the game on the phone. So, yeah, I was really excited for him too.
It's hard to put into words. I just found out it was the same exit velo and same launch angle. I mean, that was pretty ridiculous. Like, I'm jaw dropped on. I don't even know how that's possible, but it's pretty cool that was able to happen. I was like, don't even ask me. You go to the Bronx. I want to see you guys over there. But yeah, it was just a last-minute panic because my dad was on the other side of the country and my mom was in Miami getting ready to drive up to Jupiter for my debut. So, we on the FaceTime, we all got the news, and it was just all smiles last night, kind of soaking it all in and getting ready for both of our debuts. But his is obviously a more special moment. That's kind of where I'm, hoping to be in the next couple of years.
All right, so Dad is a coach for the Tigers, and the Tigers are out on the West Coast right now. I think they're in Seattle now after they beat up on the A's this weekend. He's a coach for the Tigers, so we had to fly from Seattle. Mom was down in Miami, going to go to his game, and he's like, no, you got to get on a plane and go to New York City for Georgie's debut in the big leagues. That is why I love baseball right there.
Also, shout out to Billy Gumbert.
Billy Gumbert,
who hit a home run in his first at-bat as well in 1890, DK.
Oh, wow.
And finished with the career of one home run.
One home run. There you go. A memorable first at-bat that I'm sure he told his grandkids and probably still resonates in his family, for sure. Lombard said it was really cool being a close game. It was a big run, so it was probably a moment of swing, a day that I will never forget. That's a really cool moment there for that family. Mom and Dad were in the stands, and to do it in Yankee Stadium And again, this kid, not only is he apparently, hitting for power is not really his thing. He is fast tracked. He was a first round pick just 3 seasons ago, and he's fast tracked to the big leagues. But defense is really what they're talking about. And he turned a double play deep in the hole. I believe it was in the second inning of this game. That was something to behold as well. So he is a really, really good defender, throwing the gloves at him, as I like to say, looking Jeter-esque. We talked a couple weeks ago. We played the highlight when they talked about our guy, Demetrio Crisantos, down in Double-A making a Jeter-like play. Well, George Lombard did so, playing the position that Jeter did in his Hall of Fame career, and looking a lot like Jeter. He appears to be maybe a little bit bigger. Jeter was kind of a tall, lanky kid. George looks like he's got maybe a little bit more size on him than Jeter did. But man, if this guy's the next, it's going to be fun watching him play that position there in the Bronx for years to come. Poor Andrew Volpe, who had to go back down to the minor leagues.
4 D-backs are on this list.
Yeah. For homers in their first
first at bat. Yes.
Okay. Oh, first at bat.
First major league at bat.
Yeah.
Home run.
Okay. Who are those 4 Diamondbacks?
You have any memories, Dragon Ball?
I don't think Goldie's on that one.
Nope.
I don't think Goldschmidt.
2000 was the first.
Ooh, 2000. Oh, so it's all this century.
Yeah. So 2000, 2009 twice, and 2021.
Let me see if I can remember 2021. Oh man, no. Not Pavin. Pavin didn't homer in his first. No.
The first guy was Alex Cabrera, June 26, 2000. Geraldo Parra in May of 2009. Parra. Yeah. And John Hester, also in the same season. And 3 years ago. It's 2026. It's not 2024, guys, in case you didn't know. 5 years ago, Seth Beer also hit a home run in his first
Seth
at-bat.
Beer. I remember Beer. I remember Seth Beer. I remember when he hit that. We were like, have a beer, Seth. Speaking of the Diamondbacks, let's find out what they did last night.
Diamondbacks Download. Baseball talk.
All right, there was some good, and that was Nolan Arenado continues to swing a good bat.
Worked 5 innings in long relief and picked up his first career save. Go ball. Arenado sends it on its way. A pair of former Rockies going head-to-head, and Nolan gets the Diamondbacks on the board. That's his 16th.
Nolan narrowly missed a couple of home runs in the ballgame last night. Just got under a couple of pitches, hit him up near the rafters a couple of times, straightened that one out.
The problem, though, is that the Diamondbacks were already down 8-0 at that point in this game. A little bit too much Manny Machado, who drove in 4 runs in this game, going 3 for 5. Also, a couple of runs batted in for the youngster Jackson Merrill. 9-4 the final, 9-4, and not a good night for our guy Eduardo Rodriguez. He's been solid, but this was not the performance. 5 earned runs and 5 2/3 innings. Gave up 11 hits. Did Erod? Let's hear from the skipper Torey Lovello on his issues last night.
This game had a funny rhythm to it. We never got into a good flow, and they jumped on Erod. They scored the 3 early runs, and then tacked on 3 more the next inning. The pitch count was climbing, and then things kind of settled in, but we couldn't get anything going offensively. We were kind of flat line there. We hit 2 2-run home runs, and all of a sudden we're back in the game, and that's what we're capable of doing offensively. So I felt like the flow of the game was awkward for the first 6 innings. Finally found a little bit of rhythm late in the game, and then we couldn't tack on. I thought Corbin coming up and maybe slugging after those 2 2-run home runs could have made a big difference. But it's a game, and that's part of the game, and it just never really got over the top for us. Erod, I thought, got into a little bit of a rhythm, but early on was having trouble commanding some pitches. They were checking off of his changeup, which was a real good swing and miss, weak contact pitch. So you got to give him some credit. But look, this is going to be a good series. We know it. We're right there in the standings with one another, and we got to flush this and come out and play a good baseball game tomorrow. Yeah, it was a +18 pitch moment. It was a tough play. The ball was hit hard. Plays like that happen. I get it. But I think if the play is made, we're out of the inning. It's still 3. It's manageable. So it definitely had an impact on the pitch count and then Erod's length that he can give us in this game.
I think that was an error that he was talking about there at the end, an error that Ketel Marte committed in last night's ball game that led to one of the big innings. All right, so this is a 4-game series. So game 3 of a 4-game series tonight, 6:40 first pitch cut up here in about an hour and a half. It'll be Mitch Bratt, the rookie on the mound. No wins to 1 loss, a 5.23 ERA. And Casey Mize coming over from the Detroit Tigers to make his first start for the San Diego Padres. He is 4-6 with a 2.70 ERA. He strikes out 85 in 86 and 2/3 innings, so about 9 strikeouts per 9 innings for Casey Mize.
And Mitch, those stats, he did have a good outing the last time out.
Yes.
So maybe that's a sign of things to come.
We shall see. We shall see. Diamondbacks still right there on the heat of the race for the wild card, and San Diego now just a game back behind them. Cricket rejoins us now. Cricket time for Pick It with Cricket.
Cricket's got tickets.
Oh,
that's the wrong one.
Good job.
Do you have tickets? No, Cricket, you might have some tickets too, don't you?
Cricket, you got any tickets today? Oh, okay.
No,
my
sir.
bad.
Pick it with Cricket.
It's so fun.
Come on, Cricket. It's time to pick it.
I love that. It's so fun.
All right, so we actually we're gonna have two for one tomorrow, 2 for 2 or whatever we want to call it, because I messed up the date on the soccer game, which is actually happening tonight. So we'll just review people of what that game is. We've got Denver Summit FC, and North Carolina, and you picked
North Carolina. Yeah,
that is tonight. That's at 7:00. If you want to watch that game, it's on CBS Sports Network. All right, since we're on soccer, we might as well stay with another soccer matchup tonight. So, Pick It, Cricket, UC Irvine, Arizona.
Exhibition.
Oh, yeah. Arizona. You're not going against the home team.
No.
Okay. Even though they were picked to finish 12th in the Big 12.
Not changing.
Not changing.
Nope, not changing. I'm going to always stick with my instinct.
They better be UC Irvine. UC Irvine, even though it's a friendly. Do you know what a friendly is, Cricket? This is remember we were talking soccer terms?
Okay.
You know what a friendly is?
Is it a friend?
No.
Okay.
No, it's not a friend.
An enemy.
It's not no. Yeah, it is an enemy, but no. So in soccer, they don't refer to exhibition games. In other sports we have. So in baseball we have spring training.
Okay.
In the NFL we have exhibition games. The games like tomorrow's game you'll hear right here, Panthers and Cardinals. It doesn't count, so we call it an exhibition game. In soccer, it's called a friendly.
Oh.
It's a match that does not count.
It's like a little warm up, or
it's just kind of like an exhibition.
They will wear their kits onto the pitch to play the friendly.
Exactly. There you go. So it's just like in terms of maybe like an actual game where you're like, I don't know if there's a term for that, but you're like wanting to win and it's competition.
Like something's lying on the line or whatever.
Today, this game you're playing, it doesn't really matter. So it's just a friendly.
Okay.
I don't know where that term came from. We'll have to see where that.
Well, it became because France and Germany are big soccer countries, and sometimes they don't like each other politically, so they get together and it doesn't count. Let's just call it a friendly. It's an international term more than anything. Yeah.
Okay. So we have one friendly, but we also have a game that counts. So cricket is going with North Carolina and Arizona.
Yes.
Tonight. All right. We'll tell you.
Come on.
If she's right. Tomorrow, Atlanta leading against the Mercury, third quarter, 63-51. Cricket is getting you home. Oh, by the way, what in the heck is a culvert replacement? What is that?
I'm guessing that has something to do with the wash.
All right, you're going to talk about that here?
No.
Okay. So
because that's not happening until August 19th.
No, it was happening last night.
Oh, but did you see what I sent you? The email I sent you? That came from the county.
Okay, so
the county said that starts August 19th.
Do you know what a culvert is?
So is that not what's happening?
Is it happening at the now it's on the tip of my tongue, the wash that's there? Is it on Sunrise?
I don't know where the Esperero wash is, but I know, and I have to look and see where that is.
Do you know
I have
what
no
a
idea.
culvert
I
is?
think that's close to where we live. What is a culvert?
It's any pipe that goes under the road. So like that carries
drainage.
Water. Yeah. So like the pipe that goes underneath the road, those are culverts.
All right.
Okay, so where's the road work you're talking about?
It's Sunrise and Swan.
And Swan, okay.
Yeah, Sunrise and Swan. They had something going there last night. I had to divert on my way home. I had to go down Swan, make the UE, come back to make my right on Sunrise, and it was a mess.
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah, it was a mess. And that was what time did I go home last night? About 8:30. Yeah, it was. At least it wasn't during the morning when school's in session.
Oh my gosh, right?
Yeah, it's already a mess when school's in session.
Oh boy.
That's the one bad thing about now we live on the northeast side of the block is I can't, but when we were on the southwest side of the block, I just like cut out my driveway, go down Valley View, and I'm out. Now I've got to cross over all of that to get to where I'm going.
Bro, you're complaining. Like, Cricket and I grew up in an era where there were no culverts under any of the roads in the foothills, and literally I missed 40-plus days of school because of flooding because the buses couldn't go down Sunrise. Sunrise is impassable in those days because the culverts got put in much, much later. It used to be a much bigger mess than it is today, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Cricket is getting you home and anywhere else you need to be tonight every 20 minutes on the 5.
Sunrise Drive in Swan Road and Sunrise Drive. Watch for overnight road work that might roll over into the morning. Just a heads up there. Sunrise Drive in Swan. We've got reported collisions. I-19 far south on I-19 near Ruby Road. Southbound side of I-19 near Ruby Road. Other collisions, Broadway and Tucson Boulevard, also 29th Street and Wilmot. Flood watch in effect until 11 tonight, 80 the low, 101 tomorrow, and 100 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. And now, a no-frills ad brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Here it is. You could save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. That's it. See? Just a good old-fashioned, straightforward ad. See if you could save at Progressive.com.
Fall is termite season. Go blue with Essential Pest Control. We'll eliminate those termites, bugs, and weeds. Stop paying too much with those national providers. Essential Pest Control is a bug's worst nightmare.
I can't sleep at night.
Essential Pest Control. Call 866-3029. EssentialPest.com.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 85% water, right?
85% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients. Don't pay for water, pay for clean.
Save $10 when you spend $30 on Tide and Downy. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent. Must buy at least one participating Tide or Dreft detergent item, plus at least one participating Downy and or Bounce scent booster, liquid fabric softener, or dryer sheets. Prepaid card by mail. Visit pglaundryrebate.com for terms and conditions.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports. You can count on the defending WNBA champion Las Vegas Aces to bring the fireworks. The club earned a 109-87 victory at the Atlanta Dream Monday to boost their record to 21-9. Five-time All-Star Jackie Young sparked the Aces with 28 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists for her third career triple-double. The league's leading scorer and reigning MVP, A'ja Wilson, chipped in 23 as they logged their 12th road win of the year. Head coach Becky Hammond's offense ranks third in the W with 92 points per game.
Not only my players, but the players across the league, like you're seeing 30-point games more often, 40-point games. It's just the scoring goes to really the work, but also the skill set that these women now have.
The Aces in the midst of a 5-game road swing as they tip off with a high-powered Indiana Fever on Thursday. With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Amy Lawrence on Westwood One.
COVID-19 has cast a spotlight on the stark inequalities that drive poverty. The poorest communities in the U.S. and around the world are suffering the most. Oxfam believes we can put systems in place to protect health and livelihoods in the future if we work together with dignity and compassion. Learn how you can help offer safety to the most vulnerable and fight for a more resilient future at oxfamamerica.org. Sponsored by Oxfam America.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Paid for by Adaptive Health.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. It's August already, the month we shift our attention away from potholes and road construction and back to school traffic. And our shorter backpack-toting neighbors jumping from the corner bus stop through crosswalks and towards those big yellow buses. So eyes up, cell phones down, and stay alert. This month at Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, we're getting drivers like you ready with all kinds of specials to keep the wheels on your bus going round and round. Specials like free brake inspections and all the tire brands you trust at prices that beat the warehouse clubs and national chains. And Jack Furrier has the budget-friendly brands to Arizona-proof your daily commute and make your daily driving, stopping, starting, and swerving so much better. So make an appointment online, call ahead, or just stop by for savings all month long at any of our 14 award-winning locations. And let's remember to keep our eyes up, cell phones down, and get everyone where they need to go safely. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there.
Here's a chance for you to double your money with a sweet deal from Jimmy's Pita and Poke. You can get a $50 gift certificate and you pay just $25.
Your summer just got better with some exciting news. Jimmy's Pita and Poke has opened up a third location on the east side at 6540 East Tankerverde Road, right across from Golf and Stuff. Since 2017, they've been all about fresh, flavorful, and healthy options, serving up the best poke and sushi bowls, delicious pitas, hot rice bowls, and fresh salads. Their passion for fresh ingredients and homemade citrus-infused sauces means every bite is packed with goodness. Whether you're eating in, picking up, or getting delivery, they got you covered with wholesome meals that fit any diet. Why settle for less? Check out their full menu at jimmyspitaandpoke.com. Then come taste what fresh really means at any one of their 3 locations, including the new one at 6540 East Tankerverde Road.
And this Jimmy's Pita and Poke sweet deal goes on sale this Friday morning at 8:30 at WildcatsRadio1290.com.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000. Use code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Inside high, denied by Godfrey. Ball's on the deck. There's a scrum. Godfrey bobbles it to Hunter.
It's great rotation from the weak side, and
Godfrey, one of the top defensive players in the league.
All right, well, the NCAA 5-for-5 legalese gets more interesting by the day. It seems like there's always something new coming out on that, and we'll begin to dissect that as well as we go along here over the course of the remainder of this week. But we do want to find out a little bit about the basketball player that we hope to be getting once all this dust settles, and that is RJ Godfrey, who has played a number of years with the Clemson Tigers, and Chappell Fowler joins us now. He is the beat writer covering the Tigers for the statewide press. And am I saying that correctly? Chappell statewide press or state press?
It's the state newspaper.
State newspaper. There we go. Chappell, appreciate you joining us today. So let's just kind of start with RJ. I mean, he started his career there. Then he kind of stepped out. I believe went to Georgia for a year. Then he came back and played last season for the Clemson Tigers. What's kind of the story of his time as a Tiger?
Yeah, good to be on with you guys, and happy to talk about RJ, who was, I'll say this off the top, really great with the media, great quote. So assuming all things hold and he ends up at Arizona, I'm sure you guys will enjoy talking to him. But yeah, a unique kind of developmental story for RJ. Not a super highly ranked recruit. I think a 3-star or something coming out of Georgia. Plays 2 seasons at Clemson. Has a little bit of buzz his sophomore year. You remember they beat Arizona in the elite. It would have been the Sweet 16 round, and he had a good game. Yeah, that year. Averaged about 6 points. Seemed to be like an up and coming player, and then kind of makes a out of the blue, surprising transfer decision to go to Georgia for his junior year. Now, his dad played linebacker at Georgia in the 90s. Randall Godfrey ended up playing in the NFL as well. So there were definitely some family ties there. But he plays his junior year at Georgia, basically averages the same amount of points and rebounds and minutes per game, and is kind of the same player. And then that following off season, Clemson loses some big men, whether it's draft, portal, graduation. PJ Hall leaves. And they have an open spot. And lo and behold, look who's in the transfer portal. RJ Godfrey's back in there, and he gives Clemson a lot of credit for really welcoming him back in with open arms after he had kind of left them suddenly the previous year. But he comes back and has a really killer senior season. He doubles his points per game average to 12 per game, and really just expands his offensive game in a way that he did not have when he was there earlier. And now he's in position, to play for another great school because of this 5-for-5 rule and the fact that he was so productive last year. So a 4-year guy who's definitely grinded it out and gotten better with each year he's been in college.
Was there any anticipation, Chappell, that he might return, and if this 5-for-5 came through, that he would maybe return and finish at Clemson? Or was the thought process always that if this happens, he's probably going to go somewhere else?
That's a great question, and one that some Clemson fans have asked me. I don't think there's any bad blood between the two sides. I just think the timing of all this made it not super realistic. Clemson really went into the portal hard and got a few what they think can be starting level big men from other schools to basically replace Godfrey's production, knowing he was going to leave. They have one open spot on their roster right now. My guess is if they use it, they might use it on like a veteran guard or something, because that's where they're a little bit more shallow depth-wise. But I think just a combination of, he spent his time there, the timing of this all, who knows if Clemson even takes another guy, and the fact that, hey, RJ Godfrey's a competent, good college player. Like, that guy's going to need some solid NIL rev share money. Just with Clemson's limited budget and the fact that they've already basically set their roster for last year and, signed a bunch of contracts for next year, I think it probably wasn't the most realistic fit, but that doesn't say anything about the relationship they have. I mean, it's still... he was at practice, I think, a few weeks ago, hanging out with the guys, showing up and talking to Brunell. So I think with a lot of schools are probably in that same position where there's some guys where, gosh, you'd love to have them back. But for whatever reason or all these confluence of factors, it just ends up not making sense, and it's better for them to pop over elsewhere.
Chappell Fowler is our guest. He is the Clemson beat writer for the state newspapers down in South Carolina, talking some RJ Godfrey. Obviously, he's a power forward coming in here to replace a pretty dynamic rebounder that the Wildcats have had the last few years in Tobe Waka. How would you categorize him in that respect? You mentioned he doubled his points total, going from 6.5 to 12 last season. How would you categorize him on the glass?
I'd say, competent, but not elite. Averaged about 5.3 rebounds per game last year. That was second on Clemson's team. Their leading rebounder was only 5 or so, 5.4 or something like that. So he was right up there, but Clemson was not a super elite rebounding team. And I think the fact that he's a little smaller, he's a smaller power forward, probably adds to that. But it's definitely a bouncy guy that can do it and will do it, but probably not at the level of the guy he's replacing. But I mean, college level starter, if you're going to be a starting level power forward, you got to be able to rebound, and he can hold his own. Maybe he's not oh my gosh, Kevin McHale or Mike Inn or I think a Reggie Evans, I think are good rebounders from back in the day in the 2010s out there. But he can get it done. Maybe just not at a double rate.
As somebody that covers this landscape in college athletics, Chappell, what do you make of what's going on with the 5 for 5? I believe we got a new ruling today from down in Georgia that kind of is based on the case that RJ had put in. What background do you know about his case specifically, and how the ruling today affects not only him but everybody else?
Yeah, really fortuitous timing with our interview for that coming out a few hours earlier. That is Godfrey's case. I don't know why. I don't know how these things get determined, but, he's listed as the lead plaintiff in the same way that, the Wisney versus Colorado or Wisney versus NCAA in Colorado is a name that's going to get peddled around all the time because his name is the first plaintiff. RJ Godfrey and Godfrey versus NCAA in Georgia is the lead plaintiff. So, yeah, just a few hours ago, a judge kind of explicitly ruled with, that Colorado case in mind that, hey, everybody that is a plaintiff in this case, the NCAA, you are barred from putting your eligibility rules on them. You're barred from limiting their transfer opportunities. It's basically a continuation of what we saw in Colorado, and I think you're only going to see more and more of those with that ruling. I mean, what a Friday night news dump! Oh my gosh! To confirm that class status, there's probably a lot of college football and basketball general managers who had a long weekend trying to figure out what that means for their rosters. I can understand where they're coming from. I figured, if the 5 for 5 went through, there's a pretty good legal case for the class of 2022 to get in on that retroactively, just considering, and maybe even 2021. Maybe at that point they'll be past it and just doing other stuff. But gosh, if every class after you, and it's 4 classes now or 3 that's going to have 5 years, and you're the one since COVID that really hasn't been able to benefit from that, I can see how that would hold up. So I'm not surprised at the rulings. But I'm surprised at how quickly it's all going, I think, and how many schools are already leaning into, oh, yeah, we're going to sign this guy, no problem, and if they're ineligible, we'll figure it out. People seem really excited to hop in on this, and I'm sure the players are too.
No question about that. We're already talking about bringing back some football guys here at the U of A that graduated out. One's already started a business here in town. He might have to put his business on hold to come back and play some more football here. For sure. It's crazy. Speaking of football, obviously Clemson has been one of the more powerful programs in the country over the course of the last 10, 15 years with Dabo Swinney. A little bit of a slip back in the last few years. Dabo's taken a lot of arrows on his recruiting and how he's kind of adapted to this new age of college athletics and attacking the transfer portal. Where did the Tigers sit? I saw preseason 4th in the ACC behind teams like SMU, which, hey, we lost to SMU in a bowl game last year, so and not a bad program to say the least, but Clemson not necessarily the top dog in the ACC anymore.
Yeah, definitely not, and definitely not in the eyes of the media who vote in that poll. I mean, Clemson, preseason ACC darling, it feels like annually, and for good reason. They won something like, 9 of the last 14 ACC titles, 8 of the last 11, something like that. Dabo's built a powerhouse there, but they're kind of dealing with some of the modern realities of the sport, maybe a little slow to really get their NIL operation going. Certainly, in my opinion, a little slow to really fully embrace the transfer portal as a tool. Plenty of talent on the roster still. Their name and brand still ring out. I mean, I think the fact that they were 23rd in the coaches poll, which came out a few days ago, was a little surprising to me, but I think is a nod to, hey, Clemson might have had a down year, but they still have a Hall of Fame coach and a lot of good players. But this year is going to be fascinating. They have a huge question at quarterback. They're playing at LSU in week 1, Lane Kiffin's home opener under the lights, and what I imagine will be an incredibly drunk and rowdy Tiger Stadium with ear-splitting 115,000 fans cheering them on. So they're going to learn really quick where they stack up against another really good team. But questions at quarterback, they signed a lot of transfers. They lost some NFL talent. I don't think they'll be as bad as they were last year. I could probably see them winning 8 games or so. But now I say that, I mean, that's so different than what it was a decade ago. I mean, it's just really hard to sustain that level of what they were doing for this long. So that doesn't mean they're the worst program in the world by any means, but it means they've kind of taken a bit of a step back, and they're kind of trying to deal with that and figure out how they can get back to the top, which they were at for just about a 6-year period there when it was them or Alabama every single season.
We're chatting with Chapel Fowler with the State News down in South Carolina. Obviously, you mentioned at the top, we played Clemson and Arizona hooked up in the Sweet 16 a few years ago. Brad Brownell has really done a great job with that program. What's the state of his club going into this season as they try to obviously be one of those teams that's annually trying to get to the second weekend and potentially the third weekend of the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, I'm really personally have been impressed with what Brad Brownell's done in the last few years, especially. They've kind of established themselves as this nice, like, upper echelon ACC team that, again, like a Duke or UNC, is never going to go out there and sign a Cam Boozer or a Caleb Wilson and has some limited resources, but generally is like a tough, gritty, defensively sound, well-coached team that, has won 20-plus games 4 years in a row now and has made 3 straight tournaments. And that's it's the most wins they've had in a 4-year stretch ever in program history, and the first time that Brunell's made 3 straight tournaments. So, when the new athletic director, Graham Neff, came in about 4 years ago, Brunell was like marginally on the hot seat, I'd say, but has really those two have worked with other partnerships, been great. They've gotten some additional funding. They've hit on a lot of their transfers. RJ coming back last year included in that mix, and they've lost some coaches from this year's staff. But again, I think they've kind of earned the benefit of the doubt in a way that maybe Clemson football is losing it a little bit. But I think people are getting that with Clemson basketball to where, hey, this team is not going to rip off Final Four appearances every year. But they generally do a good job of evaluating players, replenishing talent from the portal. Brunell's a very good X's and O ball coach. And they're, again, kind of in that upper echelon of the ACC. Not going to beat UNC or Duke every single season or go to the Final Four every year, but competitive for sure. So I think this year will be a continuation of that, maybe anywhere from 17 to 22-ish wins and have a fighting chance to get into the tournament again.
All right, well, we'll see how it all fleshes out, Chapel, especially with RJ Godfrey heading out here to Arizona. Appreciate you, Chapel, taking some time to kind of get us a little bit of information on this young man that, like we said, if all things stay as the courts are pointing to, will be wearing the Cardinal and Navy here in the very near future. Appreciate you, Chapel.
Yeah, ask RJ Godfrey about his cat for us over here in Clemson. He's a big cat guy. I think the guy's name is Derek. So he's a cat basketball player and is very excited about that part of his life as well, not just being a basketball player, but a cat dad.
I think I was looking at his Instagram the other day, and I said, I haven't seen it too many athletes that are cat guys versus dog guys.
I know.
So there we go. We'll definitely ask RJ about that when we get a chance to chat with him. Thanks, Chapel.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Chapel Fowler from the State News down in South Carolina. Cricket getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5. She's got your traffic and your weather.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center. Collisions reported 29th and Wilmot and 29th Street, Broadway, and Tucson Boulevard and Broadway. Earlier crash reported I-19 southbound near Ruby Road. Some slowing southbound Swan at 5th Street and also slowing for traffic on Alvernon at Grant. A flood watch in effect till 11 tonight, 80 the low, 101 tomorrow, 100 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. And now, a no-frills ad brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Here it is. You could save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. That's it. See? Just a good old-fashioned, straightforward ad. See if you could save at Progressive.com.
A fiduciary has the regulatory obligation to put your best interest first. Trajan Wealth is a financial fiduciary for your investments. Call today, 520-200-1600.
Securities offered through Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Cleveland Browns head coach Todd Monken laid out his plan to name a starter for the regular season, saying that both Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders would start a preseason game. The leader after the two starts will likely start the third and final game on August 27th against the Patriots. The competition has been a struggle for both QBs, and Monken had originally wanted to name a starter at the start of the offseason training program. The Browns open the season on the road against the Jaguars on September 13th. I'm Adam Abdallah.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
John's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, where he can get a battery for under $100. Lonnie, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge, and Lonnie does that for free too. In no time at all, John is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Baseball season is in full swing, and there's no better place to be than Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform. Last week, New York was trading at 13% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade pays out $712 with a win. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. Download the Kalshi app and use code UPDATE to get up to $500 in bonus credits when you trade $25. Kalshi, trade on anything. 18 plus only, must be present in state where it is legal to trade. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. Bonus credits do not expire. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to $700, plus get a free adjustable base with select Sealy Posturepedic mattresses. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
If there's one thing you can count on, it's 24/7 protection when you bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive. And if there's two things you can count on, it's your smoke detector battery dying at 3 a.m. Not 3 p.m. on a Saturday when you have nothing going on, but in the middle of the night when you're fast asleep.
Oh, come on!
Get 24/7 protection when you bundle home and auto with Progressive. Just one more thing you can count on. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong?
I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money, so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000. Use code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Paid for by Adaptive Health.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson. Paid for by Action Matters.
Attention anyone who has had a colonoscopy, endoscopy, or any other scope procedure. If you or a loved one developed a serious infection or health complication after a scope procedure, you may be entitled to significant cash compensation. Dangerous infections have been reported across the country linked to Olympus endoscopes. Olympus scopes may have been defectively designed, and manufacturer instructions may not have been adequate in enabling proper disinfection, putting patients' health at risk. If you or a loved one were hospitalized for a bacterial infection within 90 days of a scope procedure, or developed sepsis, organ failure, HIV, tuberculosis, an antibiotic-resistant superbug, or another serious complication following a scope procedure, you may be entitled to significant compensation. Call now to find out if you qualify, but hurry. Time to file a claim could be limited.
Call 800-891-1857 now to see if you qualify. That's 800-891-1857. 800-891-1857.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, final few minutes with us. We'll be back with you tomorrow at 3 o'clock for 1 hour. That's because we've got the Hall of Fame game, our first National Football League game of the season, our first Carolina Panthers game of the season, as we are your official Southern Arizona home of Tetro McMillan, Lathan Ransom, and the Carolina Panthers. Let's get you your Westwood One top play for today.
PJ Glasser here to help you beat the books with Westwood One Sports. The top 25 preseason coaches poll is out in college football, and the defending national champion Indiana Hoosiers are the number 6 team in the country. IU is plus 900 to win it all, and even after losing Fernando Mendoza, I think they're worth the bet. It is a very real possibility Indiana could go back-to-back. I'm PJ Glasser. Bet smart and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
So are we taking Indiana to do it again in college football?
Well, they've been taking advantage of this 5-5 situation, if you haven't heard.
The Hoosiers have been?
Yeah, I heard they're bringing back a few guys from the team. But the quarterback is going to be playing in Las Vegas.
Yes, that is true. I'm sure.
Whether or not he starts is also the next question. But just going back to Indiana, definitely have the question of, we haven't really had repeat champions in college football in a long, long time. And considering that the Hoosiers were kind of a lightning in a bottle team, as much as their head coach would say that Google me, I win. It's like, you win, but I don't think you're going to win consistently, at least back-to-back
And
years.
I hate to be that guy, but like, how many of those games were like late comeback type of situations?
Yes.
They didn't dominate the whole
At Penn
season.
State
A lot of
game.
close games.
All right, let's get you your Casino del Sol replay for today.
The Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
Noah Fifita is getting married. How about that? Got engaged over the weekend, talked about that, and his coach, Brent Brennan, with a little bit of advice for him.
I got engaged this weekend on Sunday. I'm starting to get in my camp day, so I don't really know what day it is today. I just know it's day one. But Sunday, the day before we came back, I got engaged to my girlfriend, so super excited.
What did that moment mean to you?
A lot. I'm grateful for the moment, but it was more for her. It was a big time moment for her, and that's something that she's deserved for a long time. So she's blessed me in a lot of ways. She's definitely held it down for me off the field and allowed me to kind of focus on the field. So I'm super grateful for her.
What went into the timing before the season and everything?
There's kind of two things. She's been waiting on it for a long time. She's deserved it for a long time. So to be able to kind of give that to her was super special for me. I felt like God put it on my heart that was the right time to do it. And then also it's kind of something to kind of hold her off, because I know fall camp is going to be super busy for us, but I'm not going to be able to spend a lot of time with her as well. So it's kind of something that she's deserved, but also kind of an affirmation for her of my appreciation.
How cool is that? And it's a big question, and it's tricky, right? Because if I answer it wrong, I'm gonna have to deal with the problem back in my house, So I need to think about that. I think my advice for Noah is just that being married is hard, and it's challenging, and you got to have a lot of patience and a lot of forgiveness, especially if your name's Courtney Brennan, because you have to deal with the like me, and so, Noah's such an outstanding, high character young man. Faith is an awesome young woman. We're all excited, that they got engaged. We saw it on social media. I immediately FaceTimed him, my wife and I. We were going crazy on the phone, but I asked him on Thursday, I said, what are you up to this weekend? And he said, I'm just going home. That was it. I was like, then I see that on social media. I'm like, that's more than just going home. That's like one of the biggest moments of your life. So we're incredibly happy for Faith and Noah and both their families and excited to see what that holds for them.
Today's Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
Faith is obviously a word that is just kind of built in around this young man, Noah Fifita, very deep into his faith. He talked about in the presser today his foundation, First Down Faith Foundation, and now he's getting married or going to be getting married to a young lady named Faith. And he talked the other day kind of about the fate of being in the church and seeing the Brennan name on the wall. I think these are not just, I don't think these are just coincidences when it comes to this young man. There's a lot, I think, of divine intervention that's tied into his life.
Pretty easy wedding gift, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Candles.
Candlesticks.
Yeah. There you go.
I mean, Brandon on a candle got him back here.
That's going to wrap it up for us today. Thanks to Chapel Fowler for joining us from South Carolina. And for cricket, Dragon Ball, and JW Madden, my name is David Kelly. That's our time for tonight. Thank you very much for your time. We'll talk to you tomorrow, 3 o'clock to 4, ahead of the Hall of Fame game. DK on the Sports Tip. Have a great night, everybody. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic Center. Collisions reported I-10 eastbound near Congress. Light slowing there, and reportedly that crash on the shoulder. Eastbound I-10 near Congress. Other wrecks, Palo Verde and 36th Street. Earlier crash at 29th and Wilmot and 29th Street. Flood watch in effect until 11 tonight, 80 below, and 101 tomorrow, 100 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Make sure your family is well taken care of with life insurance. Protect your phones, laptops, and more with electronic device insurance. And cover your furry friends with pet health insurance. Round out your protection with life, phone, and pet health insurance from Progressive Insurance.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And all it takes is a few clicks. We make buying metal online easy so you can spend less time shopping and more time getting things done. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Place an order online today at metalsupermarkets.com.
Progressive knows that boat days can come with unexpected problems.
Dang, I forgot the wakeboard. How am I supposed to enjoy myself without my favorite water activity? I mean, sure, we could still go tubing, fishing, or even just relax on a floaty, but without the wakeboard, what's the point?
If a real problem comes along, your boat's protected 24/7 with Progressive, so you can keep worrying about boater problems. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in D.C.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
John's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, where he can get a battery for under $100. Lonnie, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge. And Lonnie does that for free too. In no time at all, John is back on the road. Ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Baseball season is in full swing, and there's no better place to be than Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform. Last week, New York was trading at 13% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade pays out $712 with a win. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. Download the Kalshi app and use code UPDATE to get up to $500 in bonus credits when you trade $25. Kalshi, trade on anything. 18 plus only, must be present in state where it is legal to trade. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ differ from those mentioned. Bonus credits do not expire. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Paid for by Adaptive Health.
Good evening, ma'am. We're the Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team, here for the overnight install of your new AC unit.
Great. Come in. We're so excited for a sleepover.
Oh, well, we're actually putting you and your family up in a hotel for the night. We work while you sleep.
Oh.
Okay, who's ready for a movie night? Popcorn or s'mores?
You know, that sounds pretty good.
No, it doesn't.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. Providing overnight installs so you don't miss work or leisure time with your family. GoodfellasAC.com.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Make sure your family is well taken care of with life insurance. Protect your phones, laptops, and more with electronic device insurance. And cover your furry friends with pet health insurance.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media Station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
The day shuts down. The games light up. This is BetMGM Tonight on Westwood One Sports.
PJ Glass.